because few understand how dangerous this guy really is. He's devoid of human emotion, enjoys inflicting pain, obsessed with emulating his hero, Joseph Stalin. Quite the resume. At this point, NATO needs to punch the 5'6" tyrant right in the mouth, figuratively speaking, of course, because the West can't give him the Maduro treatment. Putin has nukes and he would use them. But how about suspending all flights to and from Russia? Europe and the USA can simply deny landing privileges as well as ban takeoffs of Putin land. India and China wouldn't go along, but so what? Send the easy for everybody to understand message. Putin is evil. Then stop buying Russian oil. Ramp up production in America and the Middle East to service Europe's needs. Those things should be put on Putin right now. It's really beyond time to deal with this dangerous man. We must do it in a methodical way. Back in a moment. Hey, the holidays are here, a great time of year, but also when everyone's traveling, gathering, and spreading germs, stay healthy with All Family Pharmacy. Please visit allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Order online, licensed physician reviews it. Once approved, your medication ships to your home. So don't wait. Save 10% with code BILL10. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Code BILL10. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic Porcelli.
All right, Tuesday morning, we're going to talk to Nick Schroer, the big shot, the big award winner coming up, the Antonin Scalia award winner. Heard it on the X at 9:25. We'll actually let you hear it on the X, right? Some of the stuff.
Yes.
Not all of them, some of them. Ammon Blair, how'd I do?
Good.
Okay. He is a 20-year Border Patrol veteran. You can't ask these idiots who are in the Senate and Congress about the border. Ask somebody who's worked on the border for 20 years.
How about that? Isn't that a great idea?
It's a great idea. Drew Thomas Allen, Dr. Tobler, chat box, Ken, who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance for us today.
All right, Vic, if you remember about 4 years ago, we had Virginia Kruger's daughter, Erilyn, and it was her 4th grade class. Now they're probably in middle school by now.
Oh, my God.
But this is them.
When you think about it in those terms.
I know.
All right, kids, go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right,
I pledge allegiance to the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ and to the faith for which it stands, one Savior eternal, with mercy and grace for all.
Wow.
Nice.
Kind of a little religious pledge there.
Yeah, a little addition to it.
I love that. All right, so Supreme Court could release a decision at any time. If you're the CEO of a company, you have the final say in who stays, who leaves at your company for whatever reason,
Right.
right?
Right.
So President Trump doesn't get that?
No, because he's Trump.
Why?
He's Trump.
He's Trump.
They're creating a 4th branch of government. That's all I'll say out of the gate.
That's a great thing. We're going to write that down. And when somebody else says it, we're going to say, nope, Kenny said that a long time ago, like a lot of stuff on this show. I don't know why I show up, actually.
Oh, stop.
Oh, stop it. Leave me alone. If I want to bitch about me, I'll bitch about me. So that's one thing. The other thing is, Ken, we are going to have so much fun in the upcoming months from now to March.
I know.
With Jazzy Jasmine Crockett running for Senate in Texas.
Okay. We're going to create an intro for things we're going to do with her.
Yes, we are.
And we have an idea. It's pretty solid, but we want your input, Vic Heads. So if you have an idea for an intro, little jazzy verbatim, some verbiage, let us know, and I'll try and include it in the intro.
Try to keep it as clean as you can.
Well, yeah,
but not too clean.
No,
because Kenny will fix it up. All right, let's go.
He's known by many names.
We the people are in charge. We are going to save our republic.
Nikki Two Shows, Schroer the Thrower. Twitter trolls love to hate him.
We love Vic Porcelli so much.
He's Nick Schroer, Missouri State Senator.
Good morning, State Senator. How are you?
Hey, I'm back from them hot-ass streets in Texas, as Jasmine Crockett would say.
Yeah, you are.
She grew up in the mean streets of Ladue.
I went down to Texas, couldn't St. Louis, still can't find her. And I come back home and I find out she's running for, so it's a good day.
Hey, Nick,
media.
I'm sorry to interrupt, buddy, but you may have to call me right back because you're phasing in and out really, really badly.
It's Jasmine. I'll call you back.
All right, call back. I don't like. I'd rather start over. I'd rather start over.
It's 2024.
It is. I know.
We're a quarter of the way through the 21st century, and we can't get a phone call to stick. I just don't understand. I'll never understand that. You know, the Jetsons, they had more going on in the 60s than we got going on now.
I just
All right,
hate
Nikki,
that
let's
sound
try it
and
again,
I can't
buddy.
do it. Nick, you there, Nick?
Well, hopefully Jasmine Crockett hasn't tapped my phone.
I like it better already.
How do you know she hasn't?
Right.
She's a little Arctic frost in herself. So anyway, with her, you know, we've said it a million times, Nick, you know, when she's a hot ass mess, honey.
We in these hot ass streets, honey.
You think she got to talk like that in the hallways of MICDS or Rosati Kane?
You know, even when I went to Trinity Catholic High School, previously, Missouri, they wouldn't let me talk like that. That was about a fraction of the cost of MICDS. So I'm going to say no. And I know in the U.S. Senate, much like the Missouri Senate, if you use any language like that, you're going to get gavelled and thrown out. So it's going to be interesting, not only the campaign season and how she's to be handling her stress and handling her emotions, because there's going to be a hefty primary and a hefty general election. But mark my words, now that sports betting is legal, they don't have political betting. And Vic, I've talked to you about this before. I don't bet. I really don't. I don't gamble. But if I did, I would put it all in that Jasmine Crockett will not be the next senator from Texas.
Well, if you look at social media, I mean, it was bad from the outset. Her announcement was started with a rapper, and the rapper messed up his own words. He fell behind in the beat. I mean, he even said he wasn't a rapper. Then he turned around and goes, and then here's Jasmine Crockett. And then she started to come out. But Nick, it's going to be really fun, I think.
Yeah, for everybody in the media, kind of like with Cori Bush running. Somebody asked me, you know, in mid-year when it came out that she was going to run again against Wesley Bell. And I said, look, you know, she's a radical. The people of St. Louis, even it's that bad when the people of St. Louis are saying, no, you're a little bit too far left. It's going to be good for all of those media. For the Republicans, have to listen to her crap. Not so much going to get a headache. But for all of us in media, exposing what the left has become, exposing like Crockett and Ocasio-Cortez, this is the future of the Democrat Party. It looks really, really bad for the future of politics, but really good for everybody who's in media.
All right. I want to really congratulate you, Nick, on the Scalia Award for restoring balance of government.
Yeah.
I mean, you are hot right now, hot as fire. And, you know, when all this Missouri...
Hot-ass streets.
That's right. That's all you got to do is pick up...
He is a hot-ass mess, honey.
All you got to do is pick up an Ebonics accent you got to make. But, I mean, really, after this Missouri stuff is done, I really, truly think there's something U.S. Representative, Governor,
Senator,
Senator Schroer, another peasant avant. Anyway, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was a huge honor. We had Tim Jones gathered a group of Missouri representatives and senators. We had Ben Brown down there, Ben Keithley, Wendy Hausman, Richard West, a whole bunch of people were there. And each nominee from every state got to, you know, have their little table with their people. And there were some other awards that were given, like the Iron Lady, Volunteer of the Year, a couple other awards, and it was very professional. You know, the little golf claps and little applause. And as soon as I'm announced as the winner, it erupted like a football game for all of his rowdy crew, led by Tim Jones. I know we got a copy of the speech that we're going to have to put out there, but it was such an honor just being nominated. It was incredible being given an award, award that attorney generals have won, who are now governors, chief justices of the Supreme Court, think tanks, national think tanks that do work in tons of different states. And, you know, back in 2016, when I decided to run for office, that was the same year that Antonin Scalia passed away. And not a lot of people know, and I, talked about it in my acceptance speech. Not a lot of people know, but when I was in law school, it was this guy who was an outlaw, who was, in all of these different opinions, speaking the truth, saying we forgot about the Constitution. We forgot about the original intent of our founding fathers. And, in all of the dissents that he was writing, I said, yeah, we need to stand like that. Even if we're going to stand alone, at least stand for the truth. And he was a huge inspiration in having me back then when I was in law school run for law school Republicans president and also the Federalist Society president, which I won both, got into the field of law and just was getting ticked off with politics. So decided the same year that he passed away to run for office, and here we are. It was a huge honor just accepting an award in his name.
So, Nick, I'm going to be a journalist right now. Ready? Okay. Senator Schroer, how much time do you have left on your current position, and what are your plans in the future?
Well, right now I'm up for re-election. In the House, we had the opportunity to run for 4 2-year terms, and in the Senate, you have 2 4-year terms. So I'm up for my last term. So I've got this year and, hoping that I win re-election. I've already announced that I'm running for re-election. That's going to be in August. And if I win that, I've got 4 years and then I'm done. I'm done with the House and the Senate altogether. And quite frankly, I don't know. I never intended to run for Senate until I got so pissed off that I said, I have to do this because if not me, then who? And as of right now, I've told a lot of people with all the statewide candidates that are out there, hey, as long as they're rocking and rolling and keeping the pressure on the progressives trying to shred our Constitution, then we're fine. Then I can get back in the field of law and practice full time. Because right now, not a lot of people know that I'm still practicing as an attorney when I'm not in session. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I will tell you this, while my kids are still in school, my incredible beautiful daughters are still in school, I'm not going to DC. I see what work has to be done by Congressman Onder and Burleson and so many of my friends that are up there right now, and the impact that truly has on family if you have young kids. Is that in the future? I don't know. Is it in the near future? Absolutely not.
Well, Nick, all I can say is that if we've got you for 4 more years, we're going to be really happy people.
You're listening to Vic Porcelli on NewstalkSTL.
Cute kids. All right. So I almost spit up my coffee when I was just going through your X feed, and Franklin the turtle, Franklin gets the narco terrorist. He's like shooting the narco terrorist boats,
Right.
So Nick reposted a Missouri Freedom Caucus post that said Franklin drives on ice, a MoDOT failure. Franklin's trying to drive the Zamboni. Oh my God.
He's struggling too because those, in Texas you got those hot ass streets. In Missouri, thanks to MoDOT, you've got them icy ass streets.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hot topic when we get into the session. I've talked to a number of legislators down when I was in Texas who came down there for the ALEC convention, and Republicans are ticked off. I've talked to some of my colleagues that are on the other side of the aisle, and they said, yeah, this is an embarrassment that our money is getting taken from our paychecks, taken from everything that we do, in being used like this or not being used at all. It's an embarrassment. And I know I missed you guys last week. I was on the plane down to Texas, but so many people, I witnessed alone, so many wrecks that day that were avoidable. If all of us knew that the storm was coming early, number one, we knew the storm was coming. Number two, we knew the storm was coming early because we all have smartphones. We have the internet. We can find out listening to local media. MoDOT should have that ability as well. But even if the storm didn't come early, they should have been putting down all of the treatments pursuant to all the experts that I've talked to, when the storm came early. So, I mean, it's just another dropping of the ball. And if they drop the ball this many times in the NFL or in the MLB, they would be benched. And it's time that we have to start talking about bringing in somebody else, bringing in some sort of new mechanism to keep our roads safe. Because as Republicans and Democrats, this is one thing that they can agree on. That is a role of government. When you're talking about interstate commerce and infrastructure, we have to keep our people safe on our roadways. And MoDOT is dropping the ball and failing every single year.
I just remember 20 years ago, it was a much better deal if you got on the road like that. I mean, they took care of it a lot better than they do now. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to sound like my World War II grandpa who would always talk about walking to school in 12 inches of snow, both ways uphill. But I do remember living in Florissant, Missouri for a time and walking to school, and it was in the snow. And, I would get so mad because the news media would say, nope, we're not canceled that day. And you go out there and the streets were pristine. Now, granted, those were city streets. And a lot of these cities out in St. Charles County did a great job. O'Fallon, St. Peter's, Lake St. Louis, Arden Prairie, Weldon Springs. They did a great job of cleaning it up. But that was after the trucks, because some of them outsource. O'Fallon does not. Some of these cities outsource. I know Arden Prairie and Lake St. Louis said, hey, we had a lull because our trucks that we were outsourced to a private company, they couldn't even get here because they were stuck on the friggin' highways. But yeah, it appears that in our days of getting older, MoDOT is getting worse. And again, we can't go by the way of the blockbuster method saying, oh, it's always been good, we're not going to make any changes. No, we have to make a lot of changes, because I saw so many cars running off the highway, so many cars running into each other, so many families that were stranded. And look, in my 4-wheel drive, it took me 5 hours to get from my girls' school to home. And a lot of people were saying, well, you shouldn't have been on the roads that day, criticizing the drivers. You shouldn't have been on the road. Well, we pay for these roads to be clean. And when it's 2 inches coming in, no, there's no excuse as to why there were multi-car pileups and people stuck on the highways and roads for hours.
All right, Nick, you got a fundraising trivia night coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, January 31st, it's going to be the last trivia night that we're going to have. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some more in the future, but this is the last campaign-related major trivia night at the Elks. We're going to be posting all of it on social media. We're going to have auction items, including autographs from Ronald Reagan, a lot of Trump stuff, sports stuff, a lot of things that I've been compiling, including, didn't know if anybody knew this, but Rush Limbaugh had a whole line of neckties that we're going to have available for auction. So the trivia night is 80s and 90s themed. It's going to be at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, January 31st. Go to my page on Facebook or Twitter for more information.
All right. We'll let everybody know about that coming up plenty of times, Nick. Don't you worry about that. Thank you so much, Nick.
God bless you, boys. Have a great week.
Hey, God bless you, Senator Schroer.
Don't you queer me pitch.
No, don't you ever.
Don't you cramp me style. Don't you queer me pitch. Love it. All right. So the rest of the day today, we have Heard It on the X. That's coming up next. And stick around on News Talk STL. Love this song so much.
Concentrating on trucking right.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL.
And I look round in a state of fright.
Vic and Ken. Vic can make oleo. Ken can't pronounce oleo. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Don't feel bad, Ken. A lot of people can't.
Oleo.
It's really not that hard. I don't know. It's hard.
It's just weird. It's weird the way you do it.
Graham Goldman from 10cc, who you're listening to right now, major songwriter. He wrote Bus Stop by the Hollies. Bus Stop.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote that.
Oh.
A ton of songs that he wrote. I think we did it on the deli one time. Okay. Let's talk about our great friends, Rob and Kathy Connor. I assume they're coming to our little shindig Thursday night, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. It'd be great to see them. I'm sure they're both going to want to see Santa. I hear Santa's coming.
Bad Santa. That's what I heard.
He's got to stop and get a carton of cigarettes first.
Right.
And a bottle of
Jack.
Maybe. Scotch, maybe.
Rum.
We'll see what. Oh, no. Santa doesn't like
rum. No. Not rum. I love rum. Rum's my favorite.
Do you?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Boy, that is not even in the top 10 of mine. All right. So, Connor Roofing are the people that we What are you laughing at?
Just, hey, let's get back to Connor Roofing. That'd be
Okay.
great.
And then I looked down and I got the wrong thing in front of me. Okay. They have been around since 1993, putting on roofs, fixing roofs. If you see that shingle after a storm, this shingle come from the top of my house, call the Connors and they'll let you know. You know what? I told you I wouldn't talk about anybody that I don't believe in and I don't trust. But don't take my word for it anyway. Even with that, don't take my word anyway. Go to Google reviews, go to Yelp, see all the things that people say about Connor Roofing. And a couple of our listeners went out of their way to tell us how great Connor did.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I've been getting a lot of phone calls, like texts saying, "Hi, Ken. It's been a long time. Haven't talked to you. Oh, by the way, I work for X, Y, and Z roofing company. Hey, we're gonna be in your neighborhood, and we're gonna check out your roof, okay?" And then I block them.
So when you call that company,
don't
they say, "Piece of roofing company, Goober speaking." Hang up as soon as you hear it's Goober. But call Rob and Kathy. One of our listeners had a middle of the night problem, and Rob went there at 1:00 in the morning.
Right?
Who else is going to do that? Easy to find. ConnorRoofing.com. CONNER Roofing.com.
Hey, it's Susie Moore with a reminder that for 20 years, Harpo's Chesterfield has been the heart of West County's fun. With their award-winning patio, voted best in West County, and excellent sports bar atmosphere, Harpo's is your one-stop destination. The mouth-watering menu has made them famous throughout St. Louis. Plus, they've got great drink specials and the friendliest, most energetic staff around. Whether you're dining in or carrying out, Harpo's delivers fun, food, and drinks like no one else. Harpo's Chesterfield. Call 636-537-1970 or visit harposstl.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at INHSTL.com. That's INHSTL.com.
Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Jamie List from the Gutfeld Show, and you are listening to Vic and Ken on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
My man, Jamie Lissow from the Gutfeld Show. So our food drive is still going on, everybody, okay? And it goes on through the 21st. I don't want you to hear, hey, you guys raised 600 pounds of food. That's enough. No, it's not. Right?
Right. No.
Let's go. Come to our studio here. We got a barrel right out front. Also at all of the Chris's, all two of the Chris's Pancake Dining locations, Bartolino's, Michael's Flooring, Friendly's Sports Bar in South City. And again, right here. It's all to benefit Feed My People from the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee and News Talk STL. All right, it is time for something we call I Heard It on the X.
Anywhere, y'all. Everywhere, y'all. I heard it on the X.
So we scroll through X, we find some things to read to you, and every once in a while you get the bonus, thanks to Ken Williams, of you hearing it on the X. So only we don't have to heard it on the X. They can heard it on the X.
That's right. We can all heard it on the X.
That's right, Ken. We can all heard it on the X. So this one comes from somebody called Incognito. This one's tough to listen to, but this is I don't know how many years in the future, but this is the kind of stuff we have to make sure never happens here in America.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old girl was raped in Pakistan in 2022 by a cop. She became pregnant and gave birth. Father of the child was a police constable. He filed an FIR despite threats. Now the victim is 13 years old, and now she is in critical condition after she attempted mutilation because a local court acquitted the police officer who raped her. It is a crime to be a girl in Pakistan. If you're a woman and you're not born in Pakistan, thank your lucky stars. Some cultures, ladies and gentlemen, don't give a rip about if you're a woman.
No.
They don't have NOW. They don't have National Association for Women in all these Islamic states. I don't know what Pakistan is. Are they like Muslim?
They're Islamic, yeah.
So there you go. You know?
Yeah, they're 97%.
So if this is how you want your daughter, I know Katie Porter would love to have her daughter be in this situation, but most logical thinking people wouldn't. Katie Porter, remember her?
Yeah.
Don't like her. How about you?
No.
Okay. So I think I lied to you, Ken. I think it's 16 and 17.
Yeah, that's what we
Is that
thought.
what I said?
Yeah.
No. Okay, I'm smarter than I thought. The next one is from Paul Sizpula. And it says, Representative Maggie Goodlander, who looks scared, says she doesn't understand the strategic value of stopping drug traffickers.
No.
She's saying what we say out loud.
Yeah.
She adds she wants to stop cartels fueling overdose deaths, but doesn't see how stopping their drugs helps. Can't make this up. Can I read that again just to make sure?
Yeah.
She doesn't understand the strategic value of stopping drug traffickers. She said she wants to stop cartels fueling overdose deaths, but doesn't see how stopping their drugs. Does she know that they overdose on drugs? Do they know that?
Yeah. This is a Democrat representative from New Hampshire. Okay. Keep that in mind. This is someone saying, well, the tons of fentanyl coming into this country that could kill every single man, woman, and child, that's okay. Just we got to go after the big guys. Well, of course you got to go after. You can do two things at once. You can go after the cartels. That's what she's, I hope, talking about anyway. And then you can also stop the people from bringing it in first. What President Trump and his administration do, Vic, is they stop the problem first, as opposed to the previous administrations. Then they go after the big guys.
And it's not just the previous administration. I mean, war on drugs, we've heard that phrase since Ronald Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
And that was going after street level users, not, cartels.
And that used to include Democrats, believe it or not.
Nobody has had the guts to go after the cartels like Trump is doing right now.
No,
Nobody.
no one.
So that's an important part of it. But she doesn't understand why stopping the drugs, she doesn't understand that stopping drugs from coming in stops the overdoses. Well, what do you think they're overdosing on? Oxygen?
I don't get her statement at all. And the thing that kills me, and you always refer to this all the time, the host listening to her asking the questions is, yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't understand either.
Well, you're right.
You are so right.
Representative
Because you're a
Blair.
Democrat and you're always right.
All right, let's move on. Are we done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is from somebody just named C3. And he or she says, well. Here's Chris Wray lying under oath in 2023. He knew exactly who the pipe bomber was in 2021. Brian Cole, being a black BLM supporter, would have crushed the narrative. So the FBI hid it. Wray belongs in prison, and we'd like you to hear some of that so you can heard it on the X. Listen.
So you were able to arrest hundreds of individuals who were allowed into the Capitol, walked around, took selfies, but we can't find the individual who committed the most dangerous crime and attempted to cause multiple mass casualty events at the Capitol or around the Capitol.
Congressman, we have an entire dedicated team focused specifically on this investigation. We've done thousands of interviews, visited, again, just in the pipe bomb investigation, thousands of interviews, visited thousands of residents and businesses, reviewed millions of pieces of data. There's something like 39,000 video files. We've assessed like 500 or something tips. We've done extensive public publicity. We've increased the reward money. We've got our lab working on it. We've got our WMD directorate working on it. We've got our Office of Technology division, our cellular analysis team. So the folks that we have working on this investigation are working very aggressively on it. And I, as much as anybody, would like to see it solved.
Once again, Ken, life is a dichotomy. I'm going to write a song. Life is a dichotomy. It's the dichotomy is either he's lying or he had the worst FBI ever. In 5 years, didn't find anything. So neither's okay.
And I believe that based on what he said here, with all these numbers, we've put thousands of people on everything. We've done thousands of hours of work. He's a Democrat because that's what they use all the time. 51 experts prove that this was not a laptop. Over 150 people that are Democrats, of course, that are representatives, by the way, are against what Donald Trump is doing in Venezuela.
Unbelievable. All right, we're going to skip ahead, Ken, and then go back one, okay? So this one we will need number 17.
Yeah.
Michael Carbonara. Ooh, that sounds delicious. AOC is now claiming that keeping men... Listen to this, okay? Make sure you soak all this in. AOC is now claiming that keeping men out of women's restrooms endangers girls. I swear it is a miracle from God this woman holds public office, because what on earth is she even talking about? Basic safety isn't complicated. Only in AOC land does common sense become a crisis. Listen to this.
It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross.
Future Democrat socialist candidate for the presidency of the United States.
Isn't having men in women's restrooms, isn't that something that could hurt women? But she says us talking about it hurts women.
It's not could hurt women. It has hurt women. That's documented proof. I mean, it has happened many times.
More than 25 years ago, McClure North High School here in St. Louis. There was a boy in the girls' room, and he put her head in the toilet and drowned her. She died.
Yeah.
Their head in a toilet.
Right.
So that was 25 years ago. Why haven't we spent time in the last 25 years making sure something like that never happens again? We haven't.
Right.
We haven't. Okay, and finally, Johnny Midnight. I like Johnny Midnight.
Yeah, he's good.
Over 7 weeks since we found out that 8 U.S. senators were spied on and absolutely nothing has been done. Democrats did something illegal. Why can't they be held accountable?
I think that's going to be the biggest problem for the Republican Party coming up between now and midterms, Vic. If there's not a payoff, if people are not being held accountable, then they're never going to be able to win again. They have to do something.
And this Arctic frost is the tipping point, because this is about them.
Yeah.
They were the ones that were spied on.
Right.
They're not talking about their constituents. It was them.
Right.
That were spied on. So if you don't do something when you yourself were spied on, don't come to us anymore.
Well, I kind of feel like if they do, if there are results from just that action, it's still not going to help the American people. It needs to be a lot more than that.
Exactly right. All right. So wreaths across America. This is it. This Saturday is the day where we actually put the wreaths on the graves of service people who gave their lives for us during battle. And at 11 o'clock this Saturday, this is the cool thing, Ken. Every single cemetery across the country that did this Wreaths Across America is going to do what we're doing at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I think it is the neatest thing ever to coordinate it for everybody in America to be able to honor our people who gave their life for us. And Ken and I and Jeff will be out at the Belle Reve Gardens Cemetery to remember and honor all the people who did give their lives, put the wreaths down. It's going to be indoors, not going to be 22 degrees. 22 degrees. So we put it indoors.
Great.
Right there at the Belle Reve Cemetery. So join us on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
If you try anything to raise the cost of producing jobs, I will veto it.
On News Talk STL. Colombo and Company.
Just when you thought politics hit max madness, Jasmine Crockett says she's going to be the next senator from Texas. We'll talk about it Tuesday, plus Crane Durham and Susie Moore.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again. because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on NewstalkSTL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Court will take a 60-minute recess for lunch.
Your Honor, I respectfully request a full day's continuance to go over all this stuff. Now look here, I don't like that kind of talk. Now just stop it. It upsets me.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, good morning. And welcome home to 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. So the Supreme Court, and by the way, they could come down with this decision while we're on the air. And I know it's an unlikely event, but in the unlikely event that it does happen, we, of course, will play it for you. We'll get it on as live as we can for you on the old TV.
Yeah, and that's the important thing. Just know we're on it.
Yeah. So, again, I ask you, if you're the CEO of a company, shouldn't you be allowed to fire people underneath you?
Yeah.
So,
because if you're not able to do that as a CEO of a company, of a corporation, then there is I guess you could say an alternative CEO existing somewhere within the company.
Right. Or a team of CEOs.
Little CEOs.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Trying to usurp power from you. So, at the Supreme Court, one justice argued that presidents should not be allowed to fire bureaucrats running independent agencies. And the Supreme Court justice that said that, Ken, was Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown.
No, the Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Oh. Is that it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think it's Ketanji Jackson Brown.
No. It's Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I will take your word for it. But she unleashed a defense of unelected bureaucrats yesterday during oral arguments on Trump versus Slaughter. Let's hear a little bit of that.
Some issues, some matters, some areas should be handled in this way by nonpartisan experts. That Congress is saying that expertise matters with respect to aspects of the economy and transportation and the various independent agencies that we have. So having a president come in and fire all the scientists and the doctors and the economists and the PhDs and replacing them with loyalists and people who don't know anything is actually not in the best interest of the citizens of the United States. These issues should not be in presidential control.
Ken, did she say not know anything? Is that what she said?
Yeah, and near the end?
Yeah. She said the people that Trump put in there, loyalists to him who don't know anything. Is that any way for a Supreme Court justice to speak? And I don't mean, with derogatory statements. I mean, isn't there a more intelligent way?
Who don't know anything,
right? Don't know anything.
I get what you're saying. The feel of that was really not non-Supreme Court justice.
She was all revved up, man. She was all ready to use words and stuff like that she didn't know what they meant, but they don't know anything.
And I have a question for Ketanji Brown Jackson. Is simply, which president in American history ever put people in place that were not loyal to the president of the United States? First of all, and when these companies are created, or when these departments, I guess these wings are created, like the FTC, for example, Federal Trade Commission, I think that's in the question. The SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, groups like that, they wield a lot of influence, and it's very hard for the president of the United States to get around them if he's trying to do something that he was voted into the office of president to do. Okay. And my point is, the American people voted for President Trump. They didn't vote for these bureaucrats. So therefore, if they're not allowed to be moved around or fired by the president, elected president, the only single person that's elected into the office of executive branch in our whole system, then what good is it? What good is our vote ever?
I'm glad you brought up the FTC because FTC Chairman Andrew Ferguson made it plain. Said President Donald J. Trump is the head of the executive branch. That's what you just said. And is vested with all of the executive power in our government. I have no doubts about his constitutional authority to remove commissioners, which is necessary to ensure democratic accountability for our government. Ken, this is the thing, okay? When you say you hate Trump and you just don't like him, and what you're saying is you don't like a man. You're not saying that you don't like his policies. You don't like that he's gruff and rough and he calls somebody piggy and everything like that. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Trump. So I saw this great video last night. This girl who is a kicker.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
And she was asking questions. Well, would you like a president that, and said something. Oh, yes, I would like that. Well, would you like a president who does? Yeah, I'd like that too. Well, do you know those are Trump's policies, not Biden's? And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. So people hate Trump because it's cool to hate Trump among the elite.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, I just worry you have this man who was elected by the people for the people. And then this Ketanji Brown Jackson person,
yes,
who's she was put in there, she was installed as a Supreme Court justice, is saying, no, essentially what we want to do is create a fourth branch of service. And I think Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Court Justice Craig Kavanaugh, he even cited, he said, in other words, I'm not repeating what he said, but I'm saying he said that if you let this happen, it's basically telling us that there is another branch of government. You can't do that. I mean, I don't think he used those words, but it's the idea here that we have three branches of government. That's what we have. We've had for over 250 years, or almost 250 years. They want to create a fourth, that you cannot change these people that are installed.
And if it were a Democrat doing what Trump is doing, firing a non-elected person, they'd be, yeah, it's fine. Not Trump, so it's fine.
You know what the real problem here is, Vic? President Donald J. Trump was elected.
Yeah.
And the left is pissed off. They are resisting. This is an example. This is just another example. And this is how bad it is, everybody. This is resistance 2.0 still in place.
Yep.
And they just don't like him. They don't like his policies, of course. But the fact that they lost, and they should just sit down and take it, because we did for so many years. Remember Obama for 8 years? We took that.
Yep. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about in her comments. One is not following science. What people that say that Trump is a science denier or he doesn't follow science, I'm not sure they know what science is. Because science is not saying, oh, here's the answer forever and ever. This is it. you keep developing it. You keep trying. You do trial and error. You keep going. That's what science is.
Well, Vic, she's such an expert, right? She wants experts in the office and everything. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When she was being put in place for the Supreme Court justice position, she was asked the question, do you know what a woman is? And she couldn't answer it. Okay. I mean, that tells you quite a bit there.
It does. And there's two reasons why she couldn't define what a woman is. One, she doesn't know how to articulate what a woman is in real scientific terms. B, that's what she was told to say. She was told to say, I don't know what a woman is. We should have different genders. And you know what I mean?
And what you just said right there is scary as anything we've said just now up to this point, because someone told her to say that, and she's the Supreme Court justice.
Yeah. What was KJP told? Don't worry about it. Say anything you want about Trump. It's fine. Everybody hates him. Elitist egocentrism is what it is.
Yeah.
She also said a phrase, Ken, and then I will say this one more time. Nonpartisan experts. What's the population of the United States? Ballpark.
Around 350, I would say.
So
330 to 350 with the illegals.
350 million people in this country. Not one of them is nonpartisan.
Yeah.
Every person in this country has a bias of some kind.
Right.
So stop with the nonpartisan crap. Okay?
Right.
Unbiased crap. It's crap. Stop it. Just say what it is. She's a lib. She's a DEI hire. So I'm going to say whatever the libs and the DEI people tell me to say.
A great point, Vic. I mean, you said this before about no one's unbiased. They're just not. Brett Kavanaugh, he said, what if you've got all the branches, the Congress and the presidency are all Democrat, and then they create these offices like the FTC. They come up with the Department of Education was created by Jimmy Carter.
Uh-huh.
They just said, okay, let's make this. What if they created enough of them? They're unlimited. They could do as many departments and things as they want to do that take the place of the president. There could never be another Republican president again.
Yeah. I mean, Department of Homeland Security wasn't a thing until 9/11.
Right.
Tom Ridge was the first Secretary of Homeland Security.
And the Patriot Act, which I did not like at all.
No, but we're talking about branches of
right.
We're talking about cabinet positions and cabinet agencies. So my point is, the Department of Education, like you said, was made by Jimmy Carter. It's time for that to go away because you have kids that can't read or do math at grade level. Now, keep in mind, I say that with myself not being able to do math at grade level, whatever my grade level is right now. And the Department of Education isn't working. And you'll hear the left, and I love the experts on social media who say, well, he's dismantling the Department of Education. What kind of mean guy is that?
Yeah.
Kids can't read and write, and they can't do math.
Okay, here's simple numbers. We were number one in the world in education up until Jimmy Carter started the Department of Education.
Where are we now?
24th.
That's terrible.
In the world.
Who's on the phone?
Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Vic. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Thank
fellas.
you. You too, buddy.
Thanks,
you too.
Dave.
So I have a suggestion. Anytime Jazzy talks, you remember the scene from Airplane when they're talking jive on there, and Mrs. Cleaver goes, "It's okay, fellas, I speak jive."
Yes.
I don't understand half the things she says, but I recommend anytime she starts talking, you play that.
Well, we're gonna, Dave, you're the best, because first of all, we're gonna make like we do That's Crap and Heard on the. We're gonna make a feature out of Jazzy, and we're gonna do something once a week, and that is absolutely going into the intro.
Piece of that.
Right?
Yeah, I have to.
Hey, one other thing, if I can, guys. So let's say a white president, or a black. Let's just use a black president. Just anyone. We have only had.
Let's say which black president you want to talk about. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Let's say a black guy says he wants to pick a white female to put on the Supreme Court. Well, would that not violate federal law?
I think it would, right?
Specifically picks a. So I hope Trump. Not that.
No, you mean like what Joe Biden did.
Oh, look, Kenny, look at you. Kenny, that's why you are the best producer.
You are.
So I'm hoping Uncle Donnie, who doesn't have anything else to do other than clean up, another 4 years of a retard's mess. Oh, I forgot. Can't use that word, the R word.
No, you can in my book.
No, you can't.
I know. I know. I hope that Trump goes after to kick that witch off the Supreme Court based upon her own words. I'm not a biologist. I can't give you the definition of a woman. Lady, didn't you have kids? You didn't know where they came out of? You didn't know how they got there? And you're a Supreme Court justice?
Who are you talking about, Dave?
You look like Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Look at you guys took over the show. That is awesome.
This broad is so stupid. She makes me look like a genius.
Well, let me say to you in closing, Dave, Trump don't want no help. Trump don't get no help. Jive ass turkey don't know nothing anyhow. That's what she says, isn't it, at the end of the conversation?
It is.
Give me some slack, Jack. All right, Dave, always great to hear from you, my man. Thank you so much.
Guys, as you know, I love the show. I love the station, but I got to say, you guys are my number one on the station.
I didn't hear you.
I love you. I love you so much. You guys are just genuine.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said I love Ken and Vic.
Yeah, the boy.
Thanks.
Wait.
Thanks,
Who?
Dave. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that, Dave.
Ken and Vic. Hey, Vic, this is why I put Ken first. You've got that loving, flowing lock of hair, and Kenny and I suffer from the same thing of lack of hair.
That's right. Damn it.
Trump don't want no help. Trump don't get no help. Jive ass dude. Don't got no brains anyhow.
Oh,
I didn't say anything. Dave, thank you, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
All right.
See you, bye.
So that was our examination of the comments by Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Jackson. What are we supposed to do? Honestly, Jackson and Brown
right there
are
in, our
in her
face.
name. What are we supposed to do?
Is it our fault? It's not our fault.
Not our fault.
She shouldn't have done that.
I love it. I swear to God. I love everything. You know, did you see? I think she's a midget, or she has some midget leanings.
Very tiny. Yeah.
Did you see when she did something on Broadway?
Yes.
She was looked like
very tiny,
like a munchkin,
like a
in
little
the Wizard
kid.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what her deal is.
Did it scare you?
A little bit. A little bit.
Me too.
It scares me more.
No, it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. I you know what? I have the same phobia, and it's an odd thing. But you know what? You can feel different about things.
Of course.
People feel different about when you see something, you react. And I see, if I see a little person like that, I react. I just like, I don't know.
I just don't understand. I mean, when you pick somebody, if you were a coach and the draft is coming, right? College draft is coming. You're an NFL coach.
Right.
Well, I'm going to find me the best quarterback that there is in this college pool. I'm going to find me a black woman quarterback.
No.
You know?
Right.
Nobody wants to do what's best. They just want to do what they think is nice.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work out well for the country.
I can't do it anymore.
You can.
Trump. Okay, I will. Stick around, please. Please.
Whoosh. So I hear an out-of-towner asking someone, where's the best place to eat? Before they could respond, I said, Cafe Napoli. Where? Well, I said, Cafe Napoli in Clayton, Napoli 2 in Town and Country, Napoli 3 in St. Charles, right next door to Napoli C, and then you got Napoli Kirkwood, plus you got Napoli Pizza and Pasta in Chesterfield. You'll find Napoli everywhere. It's not too early to book a party and buy gift cards. Cafe Napoli.
Hey, Mike Ferguson here, and for nearly 40 years, Nutrition Stop has been St. Peter's trusted source for natural living. They've got a great, knowledgeable staff offering more than just products. They provide guidance on your wellness journey with exceptional service. From 100% grass-fed meats like elk and bison and local produce to quality supplements and clean household products. 4101 Mexico Road in St. Peter's, just off the interstate at Cave Springs and Highway 70.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-240-4586. 800-240-4586. That's 800-240-4586.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNVS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rex Thomason. President Trump has called affordability a hoax, con job, a Democrat term, but he is taking steps to address the persistent economic concerns of Americans. Today, he'll talk about the economy and what he has accomplished so far when he visits Mount Pocono in northeast Pennsylvania.
We inherited high prices. We inherited the biggest inflation in the history of our country. That means prices going up. And we brought it down very substantially. Now inflation is essentially gone.
The president's trip to Pennsylvania comes a day after he announced a $12 billion aid package for the country's farmers.
The federal assistance will be a boost to farmers who have struggled to sell their crops because of President Trump's tariffs. He said the aid will be coming from tariff revenue.
What we're doing is we're taking a relatively small portion of that, and we're going to be giving and providing it to the farmers.
The president, who was joined by cabinet officials, lawmakers, and farmers, said he hopes the billions in farm aid will also lead to lower prices for Americans. Greg Clugston, Washington.
At their final meeting of the year, Federal Reserve policymakers are expected to announce a quarter-point interest rate cut. A two-day Fed meeting opens today. Labor Department reports job openings barely budged in October, coming in at 7.7 million. This amid ongoing uncertainty over the direction of the U.S. economy. Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has launched a campaign for the U.S. Senate seat. It's held by Republican John Cornyn in Texas. Both Crockett and Cornyn face primary challengers for their party's nomination. On Wall Street this hour, stocks are higher. The Dow is up about 100 points, while the Nasdaq has had 12, and the S&P better by 8 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
A little payback from Mother Nature today, this afternoon. The warmest weather we've seen around here since before Thanksgiving. How about that? A nice day. Becoming mostly sunny, the high at 54 this afternoon. Enjoy it while we can. Another cold front rolls through overnight, and Wednesday's a little topsy-turvy. Temperatures steady in the upper 30s to low 40s early, but then turning colder as temperatures drop in the afternoon. Windy tomorrow, too. Northwest winds with some gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Yep, that's us. Hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. We've got Drew Thomas Allen coming up in a little bit. Also, Dr. Tobler. You know, there was a specific question that I wanted to ask Dr. Tobler, and now I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, maybe it'll fly back in your head.
How often does that happen, really?
Yeah, once in a while.
Come on. All right, let's welcome to the show Ammon Blair, Senior Fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Ammon, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Now, we can dig so far into this right now with you, and we would like to do that. So let's first start with your 20-plus years as a U.S. Border Patrol veteran. Tell us how you've seen the Border Patrol go, like under Biden, how bad that was, and now how much better it is under President Trump.
Sure, great question. So when you look at this, you need a 30,000-foot view. Is that what happened at our southern border was engineered. It was called weaponized mass migration. It's happened over 80 times globally since the 1950s. It's happening right now in Poland, happening right now in England, and other countries throughout the world. And the whole concept is to inundate a state's sovereignty or the borders of a state in order to force all security apparatuses, the resources, the time, and attention to handle a mass amounts of foreign nationals. And when they do that, they can they can engineer a humanitarian crisis. And so when that happens, like those of us like Border Patrol, what ends up happening is we turn into a humanitarian relief agency. We go from trying to counter the Mexican cartels' smuggling operations and making incursions in every domain, whether that's air, whether that's along the river, subterranean, also electromagnetic spectrum, using their telecommunication systems, you name it. Any of those incursions trying to come into the United States to try to forward any of their commodities into the U.S., whether that's a human commodity, narcotics, bulk cash, you name it, or terrorists. And so it forced us to deal with the humanitarian relief issue, turn us into a humanitarian agency, completely eradicate all security apparatus at our international borders, and then allow the invasion to happen, but at the same time allow foreign terrorist organizations and Mexican cartels to gain greater control of not just the border, but the Silk Road to every one of our communities. That pipeline. I like to state, like, the Mexican cartels had their own Belt and Road initiative, just like China does throughout the world. Well, the cartels have created that ever since the early 90s into every one of our communities. And unfortunately, if you are a victim of opioids, any of your children or anyone you know, it's not just in your neighborhoods, it's now in your home.
So when you guys work so hard at this, and if you remember back when there were Haitian guys trying to get across the river into Texas, and the Border Patrol on horseback doing what they're supposed to do. And then you guys watch the news after you go home, right? You have dinner, and then you watch the news, and then you hear Maxine Waters say, cowboys whipping black people. I mean, that must just infuriate you.
Yeah, I mean, it's all by design. Look, it's called a hypocrisy cost. This is also documented worldwide. So when you create a humanitarian relief agency, you also have to use a certain type of narrative work it's like 1984. Have you guys read the book 1984?
Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. So this Orwellian, this language that was created, what it did is it made it so that way the American public only saw the Haitians, like you're saying, the Haitians come across, only saw family units, refugees, asylum seekers, you name it. And so when you have our horse patrol going down there, or if you have any type of security apparatus, namely like the state of Texas had the National Guard show up, DPS were actually pushing them back while the Border Patrol agents were forced to cut the wire, if you guys remember. So all this was all by design. All of it was all by design, this narrative work, to make it so that it is all about the human rights of foreign nationals coming into the U.S., the desperate, the downtrodden, everything, you name it. So that way it places, whether you're a state or a federal country, into a situation: do I adhere to the rule of law and security, or do I use my values, my ethics, my Christian values of helping people? Does that override the security? And it's all by design, because when you do that, for the most part, most countries end up choosing the humanitarian portion, leaving the entire security gap wide open. And that's what we did. That was created in both in our narrative. Congressional representatives utilized that narrative. There's a whole information warfare campaign to eradicate our sovereignty.
Ammon, we're talking, by the way, with Ammon Blair. He's a senior fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Ammon, I'm going to play something for you here, and I want your thoughts on. We play this about every couple days.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
We have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
This has to create so much frustration for the Border Patrol because you do your job, and then they come down and say, no, those are no longer the policies, right?
Yeah, 100%. What they did is, based off of prosecutorial discretion, they created their own illegal immigration pipeline to bring everyone into the U.S. They forced us to automatically assume that everyone coming to the border was an automatic asylum seeker. Therefore, any security executive orders, anything on border security, anything related that first Trump administration enacted, any of our jobs, any of our training, you name it, all of it was completely sidestepped based off of the prosecutorial discretion or the discretion by that administration that the only thing happening was a humanitarian challenge. And so all of our operations, all of our time and energy went to that. And so it's as if you were training for American football and ended up going and having to play a soccer game. You know, it was very, very difficult, especially. So the counter cartel issue was very difficult, but the worst and the reason why I actually left 2 years ago was the human trafficking. Look, the Biden administration forced us not to recognize the trafficking of children. I was part of a group in 2019 under the first Trump administration where we had to break the fake families, where we had to look for trafficking victims. But under the Biden administration, we were told to look the other way. That wasn't happening, that these were just good, faithful families coming across, just you name it. And so a lot of times we would come across kids that were drugged so that they couldn't speak, false documents, and you name it.
That's stunning.
And we had to look the other way.
These are kids by themselves with no family, right?
Sometimes, yeah. So the unaccompanied children, but what many people don't realize is the cartels need to move their product from point A to point B, and that product, unfortunately, is a human being. And by policy, we were mass releasing certain illegal aliens based off of a few criteria: their nationality, their family unit status, how big their family was, how many kids they had, the ages of the killed children, and if they had a criminal record history in our system or like an Interpol, or if we shared it with the country. Typically, even if they had a criminal record history, we'd still release them because it was based off of whether that crime was a bad crime that Mayorkas decided was bad. And so the cartels realized that. So on the south side of Mexico, they would create the product that would be able to get released. So if that was going to be in Nicaraguan that day that had to have children underneath 7, they would create false documents. They would kidnap children, create a fake family, and then move them north. And that was going on constantly.
All right. So the cartels. Let's talk about the cartels for a little bit. They're an enigma to me. How we can beat entire countries with a military presence. We can beat those countries. And when I say we, before Trump. But the cartels seem to be stronger and more powerful than any country's military. I mean, when are we going to get serious about them? Is cutting off a guy's head who was a sheriff and putting his head in a bowling ball bag and leaving it on the steps of the city hall, that's not enough? I mean, what do we do?
Yeah, great question. We need to realize that Mexico is not the 1980s and 1990s Colombia, where Colombia was, if you guys watch Narcos, where Colombia was dealing with Pablo Escobar, the Medellin cartel, and the Cali cartel. No, we are dealing with a rich Afghanistan next door. The Mexican cartels have completely taken over the political spectrum from the subnational level all the way to the national level. It is completely tied. That means also all institutions and all forms of the society and economics is also tied to the Mexican cartels. So like, for example, trade and agriculture. Recently, there was a major bust in Georgia, about 1,600 pounds of crystal meth that was found in blackberries. What many Americans don't know is that we are in a trade deficit with Mexico. And a large part of that trade deficit is agriculture. Well, who controls that ag in Mexico? It's the cartels. Where are the major battles happening? Well, it's in the states of Jalisco and Michoacan. The area where that you talked about the beheading of that mayor, but there was actually a recent assassination of a mayor in that region. And so they're completely embedded in the entire apparatus of the entire country, socioeconomically, politically, you name it. And so, unfortunately, the U.S. has always turned a blind eye because of trade. You may see us going after and he's saying the cartels in the Caribbean, but that was not one of them was the Mexican cartel, not one. It was El Tren de Aragua or Cartel of the Suns. We are still taking that blind eye approach to Mexico, acting as if they are 100% our ally, when they are our number one strategic threat in the region.
Ammon Blair is a 20-year veteran of the Border Patrol. And Ammon, I got to ask you this question because the big thing here is that I've read is that the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, she has no power at all in that country anymore. And in fact, tell me if this is true, because I've read this, that you as Border Patrol agents know exactly mile per mile which cartel runs that side of the border.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Look, even so Scheinbaum, you are 100% correct. In 2019, there was a day called Black Thursday where just one cartel, Sinaloa cartel, took out AMLO. That was the previous administration. They took out his military, and they showed that just one cartel could wipe out their military.
My God.
Fast forward to today, Scheinbaum is now is quote unquote in charge, but there's a complete symbiotic relationship. That's like saying the government of Afghanistan was in charge and not the Taliban. Okay, so there was a recent map that was leaked in 2019 that showed that roughly 87% was completely controlled or majority controlled by the Mexican cartels. That map is the Blaze actually put that out. Danny Horowitz was the journalist who published that, and then he showed a comparison between how much the cartels controlled in Mexico versus how much at that time period the Taliban controlled of Afghanistan. And yet the cartels actually controlled more of Mexico than the Taliban at that time period controlled of Afghanistan.
Well,
and so 100% they are in control of the Scheinbaum administration. And that map shows exactly which cartel, mile by mile, actually controls not just Mexico, but controls the U.S. side of the border as well.
So we talk all the time, Ammon, about when Mayorkas would testify in front of a committee hearing, and he would say, "Congressman, our plan is working," and it took us a couple of times, Ken and I, before we realized, hey, wait a minute, the plan is to let them in, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the border, right? We talked about Central America, people coming up from Central America, and we totally took our eyes off the ball for Islamic countries like Somalia. Listen to this guy who can't wait for Trump to leave.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he is the reason, actually, I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know it. Somebody up the plan. If he tweet, I know. We're doing the right things. Yes, that's how I know.
Their plan.
So he's old and sick. I know. He may not witness our full takeover, but I promise you that his sons will witness. Just like him, we came to exist in this country. See, the land of free men, the land of opportunities.
Their plan is to just take over the United States, Ammon, and I don't think that's hyperbole.
No, not at all. When you bring in millions of foreign nationals that are not aligned with the constitutional principles and ideals that makes America great, those God-given principles. When you bring in that many foreign nationals and they don't assimilate into the U.S., and they are in these diasporas, talking about the Somali diasporas. When that happens, local law enforcement also cannot enact the rule of law, and it turns into no-go zones. Well, who fills in those vacuums of rule of law? Well, it is usually the transnational criminal organizations, the allegiance to other foreign states. In this respect, Somalia, but even in like diasporas of Chinese nationals, the CCP has control over them. The Mexican cartels have control over other nations. And so when you look at the Somali threat, all you have to do is look at the nation as it exists, that we have imported a third world country into the U.S., along with their corruption, along with their ideology, their culture. They don't want to assimilate. They want to take over. And when they have that allegiance to that, they are also tied. They are captured and are held by a certain type of bondage to those who actually control them. In this aspect, it's al-Shabaab. It's a foreign terrorist organization that controls that. It's the same type of crime-ridden area that you see in Somalia. And so whenever we have these pockets throughout the whole United States, whether that's Somali, like I said, or a bunch of Chinese nationals or others that now are beholden to whatever organization has control over them, the CCP, al-Shabaab, the Mexican cartels, Tren de Aragua, you name it. And so each of these are diasporas or no-go zones for constitutional rule of law and also our law enforcement. And 100%, that is their viewpoint. Their viewpoint is not to come and assimilate, it's to take over.
Well, Ilhan Omar and I'll say Barack Obama actually used our kindness, our generosity against us as Americans and installed these people, 80,000 plus in one area, which was a huge mistake. And Ilhan Omar says she claims that the American people voted her in. They did not. That group did. That group of people that were installed by Barack Obama voted her in.
Yeah, 100%. And we go back to allegiance in assimilating those diasporas, like you said, the almost 80,000 that went into Minnesota. That's what it is. They are now beholden and are captured by those who brought them in. So their allegiance is not only to al-Shabaab or the country that they came from, but it's also to the party or the ideology that also brought them in. And that's why they want millions of illegal aliens, because they know that they're going to hold those illegal aliens captive to include their vote. And so that it is all about power and control, whether that's at the local level, congressional level, or presidential level.
I mean, if we could talk again soon, that'd be great, because
Yeah.
I want to ask you questions like this epic Islamic village they're building in your state, in Texas. The things that I'm hearing that are happening in Texas, I can't believe, but that'll have to be for another time. Ammon Blair, Senior Fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Keep fighting, man. We appreciate you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir, for having me.
Yeah, take care, Ammon.
There's a guy that's done it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Does Alejandro Mayorkas think he knows more than Ammon Blair?
Oh, no. Yeah, see, he's an expert. Mayorkas I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course. It makes me crazy. It just makes me completely nuts. So, first of all, I don't know why the World Health Organization is making this announcement about 114 kids killed in Thursday strikes on Sudan.
Well, I found that there. That they announced it, but no one's reporting on it.
But shouldn't some international peacekeeping organization announce this?
Yeah.
Is the people that lied to us about COVID for 5 years?
Well, I'm not all for the WHO, but I can tell you that them announcing this and getting it out there is a good thing.
Okay. Well, we'll give them that. That's next on 1019 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
We have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at vincents.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers, vincentsjewelers.com.
Are the days of a personal doctor gone? Not at Body of Health Direct Primary Care. I'm Dr. Randy Tobler to share how our design is putting the care back into healthcare. Plain and simple, our members, not insurance companies, get our exclusive focus. That means same or next day appointments, responsive answers to your concerns, and a no-spin, big tool chest approach. It's about time you get serious time devoted to your medical needs. To learn about healthcare the way it ought to be, schedule a discovery call today at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
News, analysis, opinion.
He lines up 4 deals with countries.
Trump signed trade and mineral deals with Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam.
He's a great leader.
1019 and 94.1.
Number 1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I was just bitching at Jerome this morning getting coffee that I don't understand why they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Jay Giles band. I just don't understand it. All right. So the World Health Organization, and what I meant there, Ken, was what okay, thank you. So now that he's done that, let me say that whenever the WHO is trending on X, I click on it because, you don't want any bad news about Pete or Roger, right?
Right, yeah.
Or if they're going on tour, if it's something about the WHO, I want to know about it. And it's always these.
The WHO.
Dipshoots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do I do the same thing all the time.
I want to hear about this, the WHO. But the other WHO.
Which, by the way, we should use this song as one of our bump-in songs.
We do, don't we?
Mm-mm.
What are you talking about?
I don't think we do.
I will bet you $1 million.
Ooh.
That Eminence Front is in your.
I could make that.
Is in your bumper music list. You want to
All right.
bet?
No,
you don't want to bet because you're not right.
You might be right.
You know how many times I've tried to time this to hit that drum?
Oh, you're right.
You owe me $1 million.
Right.
You owe me $1 million.
Everybody, I owe him $1 million.
The World Health Organization said yesterday that 114 people, including 63 children, were killed in a senseless strike on a hospital and kindergarten in Sudan's South Kordofan state last week. So Ken, this is not Nigeria now. This is another African country killing people. I don't know if these people are Christians or what, but certainly in Nigeria, we know that they're killing Nigerian Christians.
Well, they're children, number one. And why are they any less valuable than the 5 or 6 that they had? And God forbid any child get killed. I don't care where they're from, because children are formed to think a certain way.
I know what you want to say.
They're not born that way.
I know what you want to say, Ken. Just say it.
In Gaza,
yes,
it's all over the news every day. If
right.
A child was killed, and it was because of that mean Israel, they did it. And then you have how many children died in one shot in
this
Sudan?
One?
Yeah,
this was 63 kids.
Okay,
114 total.
63 children were killed in one shot, and they didn't even announce it.
But if one kid, and every kid's life is precious, one kid dies in Gaza, we hear about it every day on the Today Show, and we never hear about stuff like this. So that's one thing, what Ken wanted to say, and I knew he wanted to say that, and I'm glad he did, that who's going to report on this besides you and me right now?
Yeah, nobody.
And I'll say it again. This is not Nigeria where they're killing Christians, which also nobody is talking about.
No one's talking about, no.
And nobody is going to talk about this. 114 people killed in a strike on a hospital and a kindergarten. What kind of coward does that? And this is in Sudan. So you got Christians being killed by the hundreds. Is hundreds of thousands an accurate number in Nigeria?
I'd say hundreds at least.
Hundreds of thousands?
I don't know. I don't want to say that unless I have the numbers in front of me, Vic. But I know hundreds are.
Well,
I'll look it up.
Okay, because it's a lot. And now here's a different African country where people are being killed, kids being killed for no reason, but they don't live in Gaza, so there's no need to. I swear to God, Ken. We've said the phrase "die on that hill" more than once today. And I'll die on the hill of the First Amendment, which unfortunately gives the mainstream media the right to lie. And that's exactly what they do. Or, Ken, what do they do? What you always say, they lie through omission.
Yeah, they lie by omission. They don't bring it up at all.
So we just talked to a Border Patrol veteran of 20 years, Ammon Blair. And one of the things we talked about with him were Somalis coming into the country. We played that guy who can't wait for us to leave or Trump to die, so he won't be able to see the takeover of America. Don't take this lightly, by the way, okay? They mean what they want to do. But my point is, still to this morning, NBC's Today Show has not reported on the Minnesota billion-dollar fraud. And that Tim Walz is the governor, and so the ultimate buck stops with him, right, Ken?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Easily tens of thousands of Christians have been in the last 10 years alone, and that's you know how the AI, they try to sort it out, and they say, well, here and here and here. Bottom line is, tens of thousands we know have been murdered in Nigeria over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's 10. That's too many. How many Islamic people have been killed here in the United States by Christians? Known. We don't know, but not many. I'm sure not many.
No, you're right, Ken. I don't understand when somebody takes a stand on this. And unfortunately, that can't be President Trump.
Well, you know what? It was President Trump, though, if you remember the Oval Office conversation we had yesterday.
Yeah.
Because President Trump not only told the president of Nigeria that, yes, it is happening, you need to be paying attention to it, but he also brought receipts and showed pictures.
We're talking about two different things here, but yes, I agree.
I know. Yeah.
What I'm talking about is Trump can't, and he tries when he says you're a terrible reporter, you're fake news. He does it all the time. But he's being a bully if he does that.
Right.
Because.
And that's a good point, because a reporter can throw whatever he or she wants at him. They're not being a bully.
Right.
He's a bully when he responds the way he does.
Right. Because he's saying that to one of them. They're not going to. NBC, Gabe Gutierrez, okay, on the Today Show is not going to say, well, a reporter was really mean and obnoxious and rude to the president of the United States. He's never going to say that.
Because they don't respect him as a president. They want, you just said something there, because they've always referred to Joe Biden, of all people in the world, as president, Mr. President of the United States. It's always Trump, Mr. Trump.
You're right, Ken. They never say President Trump. You know what they never say? Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Never.
But when we say stuff like this, let's remember what the media is doing. They're not cutting down Trump. They are questioning your decision to vote for him.
Yeah.
Okay. They are saying, hey, American people that gave a mandate to President Trump by voting in a large majority across the nation, you're really stupid. You really have no say. Why did you do that? Because that's really dumb.
Yeah.
He's not really the president.
So I another thing, Ken, I don't want to hear about divisiveness from the left, okay? I saw a meme yesterday about somebody wrote that, sorry, Kim. Somebody said Barack Obama, when he was president, we were truly united. And I'm like, honey, it was the exact opposite.
It was.
He was the divisive racial president.
Right. He couldn't comment on things if it involved a white man. But when it was a black man being questioned by police, he was like, oh, they're just stupid.
The police acted stupidly.
Okay.
That's
true.
Can I just tell that story just very quick?
Sure.
So this guy, black guy, is a professor at Harvard.
Right.
And he goes home to his house, apartment, whatever it was.
It was a big house.
A big house. And he didn't have his keys, couldn't find his keys. Also, didn't have his ID on him. That's acting stupidly, if you want to know the truth.
Yes.
If you're walking around without your ID, I don't care what color you are.
I walk out of my house. Never do I walk out without my ID, even if I'm working in the yard.
Wallet, phones, keys. That's the thing. Wallet, phones, keys. But so the police came and they said, hey, are you trying to break into this house?
Protecting his home.
Exactly. They didn't want somebody, well, not that they knew it was the professor's house, but protecting the home of the person that lived at that house.
Yes.
Not that they knew who specifically that was. Turned out it's the guy they were talking to, right?
Yeah, but it didn't matter, right?
What?
It was an owner of a home. That home, they were protecting the home.
Yeah. So this guy had no ID. He couldn't prove that he lived there. He had no keys to get in. What else is a police officer supposed to do than think he's trying to break into the house? Now, the guy's black, so if you're accusing a black guy of breaking into a house, then, you just broke every rule in the book. I don't want to waste too much more time on this, but Barack Obama talked about it, and he said that the police acted stupidly, and I think it was the professor who acted stupidly. Carry your ID with you. Who do you think you are?
Exactly right.
All right, so when Barack Obama was president, he changed the name of Mount McKinley to Mount Denali. This infuriated me more than you know. I loved the sound of Mount McKinley. I just loved it. I liked McKinley as a president. He was assassinated in September of 1901, and he changed it to Denali. And then we were racist somehow if we didn't say it that way, if we didn't say Denali instead of Mount McKinley. But they refuse to say Department of War. They refuse to call Pete Hegseth Secretary of War. And they refuse to say the Gulf of America. And we're just, okay, fine. You're okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to say it. We're stupid. We don't do anything right. I swear to God. On our side, we don't do anything right.
And when I watched the Today Show, they did it today. They said they called them the Department of Defense. And when I see that as a person who voted for President Trump, and we have to go back to that because the majority of Americans voted for him and to put him in office. The Today Show should say, well, I respect that, like it or not, I do respect the fact that most of America voted Donald Trump in. So we should respect the office. We should respect the cabinet. Let's go ahead and call it the Gulf of America. Let's call it the Gulf, our Secretary of War. No, they don't respect him. They don't respect his office. They don't respect the cabinet. So therefore, we'll just do whatever we want.
Thank God these people were not around during World War II. Or we would have lost. We would have lost World War II.
Well, that's arguably why we lost the Vietnam War.
In World War II, Warner Brothers cartoons made, remember I told you we cleaned out the garage? And
yeah.
We actually got Jesse's car in the garage now, which is fun. But I found a VCR tape called Cartoons at War. And it's all the morale-building cartoons that they made, Warner Brothers, Walter Lantz, Hanna-Barbera.
Nice.
And, right now, it would not fly. NBC News would not let it fly. Look at this racist Bugs Bunny nips the nips. Here you go, slanty eyes. You know what I mean?
Right.
They would not stand for it. In the 1940s, we laughed because they were the enemy, right?
Right.
Oh, the Who. Wait, is this music by the World Health Organization?
No, it's
who
by
plays guitar?
the band,
Oh,
the Who.
Oh, Townsend, Daltrey.
Yeah,
great. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. It makes me mad. Drew Thomas Allen makes me mad because he can speak Italian and I can't. But he's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
We demand a lower work week, 32-hour work week.
Very well, we'll give them shorter hours. We start by cutting their lunch hour to 20 minutes.
On NewstalkSTL. 1019 and 94.1.
They lying about what's going on in America. They lying about it.
NewstalkSTL.
Renewal by Anderson asking, are you still battling cold drafts? Windows icing up again? Utility costs surging? You're worried about paying more every month? The truth is, you may already be paying for new windows and money lost to energy escaping your home. And here's the thing, you don't want to do this project twice. Renewal by Anderson spends every day replacing bad technology, poor installation of windows and doors that simply don't stand the test of time. But you can afford the best. America's most trusted window replacement company, Anderson. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit rbastl.com. Learn about our December savings event right now. 877-WINDOWS. rbastl.com. Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service.
This December 13th, join wreaths across America at Belle Reve Gardens Cemetery as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Help us lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our fallen heroes. Sponsor a wreath, volunteer, or bring your family to this meaningful tribute to our veterans, because every hero deserves to be remembered. Learn more and sponsor a wreath. Visit NewstalkSTL.com.
Chris Arps here, and after Becky and I leave church on Sunday, we head down the street to Capriotti's to grab a classic meatball sub. And of course, for dessert, I get a giant chocolate chip cookie. I love Capriotti's, and you will too.
On Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Fox News commentary with Brian Kilmeade. Next.
2025 is wrapping up, and here's the truth. Uncertainty isn't going anywhere. Noble Gold Investments help you protect what you've built with real gold and silver, stuff that holds value when everything else is melting down. This holiday season, the best gift you can give your family? Peace of mind. Don't wait for the next crash to blindside you. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com and get started today. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Don't leave the future to chance. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Brian Kilmeade.
There's no wonder why the Trump administration is working so hard to restore our educational system back to what he calls the golden standard. It's been in a shambles. Indoctrination, woke agendas have our kids, your kids, falling behind. About half of all public school students were behind in at least one subject at the start of the 23-24 year. Can you imagine what this year's like? In 24, by the way, 40% of fourth graders, 1/3 of eighth graders were below the basic level in reading, while nearly half, 45% of the 12th graders scored below grade level in math. While parents wait for the administration to turn this all around, they're taking matters into their own hands. Some are homeschooling their kids. In fact, more. And last year, homeschooling increased on an average of 5.4%. So how do we get back to the benchmark? How are we going to get anywhere as a country with this happening?
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Columbo and Company.
Just when you thought politics hit max madness, Jasmine Crockett says she's going to be the next senator from Texas. We'll talk about it Tuesday, plus Crane Durham and Susie Moore.
Live and local, weekdays at 2
on NewstalkSTL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hey, look. You're listening to Vic Porcelli. Excuse me, Vic Porcelli. Hold on, I guess. Hold on. I'm serious. Listening to Vic Porcelli. Vic, it's Vic Show. He's on a porch on 1019, 94.1, News Talk, St. Louis. All right.
Boom. President Biden. Okay. So leave this up high. For some reason, there was nothing to watch on television on Sunday. So I was going through YouTube and stuff, and I found the Sonia Dada full concert from Australia on YouTube. Whole concert video. So I said, I don't want to be wrong. I want to make sure I'm right. So I asked Grok. I said, who had the biggest single in Australia in the year 1993? And it was this song, You Don't Treat Me No Good. Biggest selling single of the entire year for the entire country.
In Australia.
We blew it. America, we blew it with this band. They should have been the biggest stars ever.
The thing I regret is what they could have written after all this amazing stuff.
They're just great, man. And I can't get, it's your fault. I can't get Screaming John out of my head at all.
I know.
I love that song so much. I love the harmonies, and I love the, I told you how they crying, Screaming John had a broken heart. He was outside.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that. Sorry. All right, let's go.
Drew Allen of the Drew Allen Show podcast.
It's people who love this country and respect freedom and want to preserve it for the future. It really shouldn't be political.
Amico mio, come stai?
Ciao, buongiorno, Ciccio. Sono molto contento.
We can't change that? Nope. We can't take that out? Good morning, Drew Thomas Allen. How are you, baby?
Hey, ciao ragazzi. Sono molto contento. Come stai?
Molto
Come state?
Sto bene.
Benissimo.
Okay.
Eccomi.
So, can we spend some time? Do you mind continuing a conversation we were having before we had you on the air? Do you mind? Can we just beat the crap out of the mainstream media right now, just for a couple of minutes, not the whole segment? But
sure.
What keeps them from calling the Gulf of America and the Department of War, and that Pete Hegseth is the Secretary of War, but we had to say Denali when Obama changed Mount McKinley to Denali? What is their problem?
Well, Ken was hitting on it before. I mean, Donald Trump is an illegitimate president to them. Therefore, his, orders are illegitimate, unlawful, and everything he says or does is illegitimate. So they refuse, because they're in a constant state of resistance, to acknowledge anything that comes from him. Meanwhile, Obama and the left, anything they decree and do, no matter how stupid, they try and cram it down our throats.
Wow.
It
is.
But here's the frustrating part, Drew. We can't do anything about it.
No, nothing we can do about it. No.
First Amendment protects them so they can even lie.
Yeah. I mean, I think there have to be some conversations about that. Some people will disagree with me on this because, they want to scream about the First Amendment, and I'm a First Amendment person also. But, like when Jimmy Kimmel went out there and lied and said that the Charlie Kirk assassin was a, MAGA person, yet an ongoing investigation. There are actually FCC rules in place that prohibit that type of intentional misinformation. And, these licenses that they have that are, given by the FCC don't give them a, blank check to do anything they want. But of course, it's such a touchy issue in America that people don't want to get into that conversation. And, Carr didn't actually take any action to punish, the station. But, when these people are, getting people killed by the way they talk, the way they talk about ICE agents and Trump and Charlie Kirk and other conservatives, the left's rhetoric and what they're doing is dangerous. It undermines this nation. It keeps people stupid and ignorant. And I think that there should be a conversation about that.
And Vic, you know what? I mean, this goes right along with what we were talking about, Drew, earlier, where it's not just the media, but the resistance 2.0. All they're doing is trying to bide the time until President Trump is out of office. What they're doing is they're slow walking everything, and I don't think it's just the Democrats either. I think it's the Republican Party. I'm getting sick of them. Their inaction, and all they're doing is saying, "Well, just let's stretch this thing out as long as we can, and that guy will be out of the office, and we can go back to normal. Everybody go back to sleep."
Yeah, it's really worrisome because Trump is a force of nature. He's unique. He does wield influence like we've never really seen. not in my lifetime. I mean, maybe you can go back to Reagan or something like that, but certainly not recently. And you've got, the Senate who is not confirming anything, any of his appointments. It's screwing up his administration. And frankly, I'm seeing, and I'm becoming more and more suspicious. I mean, this is playing out a lot like Trump 1.0 in the sense that the Republicans were just as culpable of Democrats of holding up his agenda. Now, in that case, they use the excuse of Trump-Russia collusion. A lot of, Senate Republicans and others say, well, maybe Trump did collude with Putin. We gotta wait here and see what's going on. And look, we don't have a lot of time here. The midterms are coming up, obviously. And, if we maintain majorities, then we just have another 2 years to fix this nation to the point that people feel the benefits of Trumpism and the Republican Party. Otherwise, we're really not going to just change the course of history here. And there's no guarantee that J.D. Vance or Rubio or, whoever the next Republican presidential nominee or even president is, that they're going to have the same type of power and influence that Trump does. It's going to be more chaotic in 2028 than it is now.
To Ken's point, hot mic moment with President Trump going off on the GOP.
Hey, Jeff, do you agree with me, Bruce? I cannot appoint anybody. Huh? I can't appoint anybody. Everybody I've appointed, their time is expired. And then they're in default.
It's really tough. It's tough to hear, Drew, but basically you say, I can't appoint anybody. Every time I try to appoint somebody, they stop it.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I think he's had more appointments in terms of obviously the cabinet positions this term than he did last term. I mean, that was just so outrageous. And the same thing's happening now. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, we don't have ambassadors appointed. Like, for example, I haven't been appointed to the ambassadorship of Italy yet.
Right.
What's taking that so long? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but I joke about that, but I'm also really serious. I mean, this is a problem. I mean, the Republicans at this point are culpable of hamstringing this agenda as well. I mean, the American people voted overwhelmingly for this agenda, and the only thing that we've done so far is things that Trump is able to do unilaterally.
I'm going to be the ambassador to New Jersey.
Oh, that's great. The great country of New Jersey.
That's right. The ambassador. Hey, listen to me. All right. So I guess we're done with that. Let's talk about you beating people up on X, which I just love. There's a guy named Brad. Brad is deeply blue. He's deeply blue. And he said, you cannot be pro-life and pro-death penalty. What do you think about that?
Me or Ken?
You. I don't care what he has to say.
Well, I won't say it in the air, but I think he has the IQ of a Somalian, which would be 65 apparently in the nation of
Isn't that crazy?
Somalia.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's no surprise because we have Ilhan Omar, and we know she's like a 63 at max. But no, I mean, it's so dumb. I mean, like he can't differentiate between the fact that you're talking about someone who hasn't committed a crime, who's innocent, the unborn, who's the purest amongst us, and somebody who's actually guilty of killing somebody. Like, you can't see a difference between those two things. So, Brad Palumbo, you're the R word.
Oh, thank you for saying the R word and not retarded. So
I like coming on here on Tuesday, so I don't want to get kicked off.
Got it. So you're so right. I mean, here's a guy or woman who has done something so vile that the penalty is death. And here's a baby who's done nothing wrong, right?
Nothing.
And let me just update the analogy to today when people, Ilhan Omar compares Trump to the Nazis. Well, where are the gas chambers? I mean, they try to what immigrants right now, what illegal immigrants are being put up against the wall and all shot? Is that happening? No. So it's the same thing. The Jews in the 1940s did nothing wrong. They were just living their life. The people who try to get into this country illegally, they're sent back to their country of origin. The Jews were sent to the gas chambers. Drew, do you see where I'm going here?
Yes, they weren't illegal invaders. And frankly, the Jewish population were the greatest contributors to those economies, whether it's Germany or Poland or pick your place. they weren't illegal immigrants, undocumented people, like these people are. And again, to your point with the gas shop, it's just unbelievable to watch, Ilhan Omar, who literally chants, from the river to the sea, like her friend Rashida Tlaib, who hates Jews and wants them all killed and murdered and exterminated. She calls the people that like Jews in Israel Nazis. Like what? But this is, the terminology means nothing for them anymore. It's so crazy that they get away and have gotten away for like 8 years now, calling other people Nazis when they're out there promoting, the elimination of Israel.
And what they do is, Drew, they use this tool, and I don't want to go into it too deeply because we go into it a lot now, and there's this for another day, but Islamophobe, if you're an Islamophobe, if they call you an Islamophobe, you're supposed to shut up. That's their tool.
Right.
See, if you call them that, automatically you should shut up now.
Yeah. They hurl the insult, it's like calling you a racist, Now they've got a whole list of terminology that's meant to shut down conversation and obscure reality. I just want to put on the record, Islam is incompatible with the United States of America, the West, and Christianity. And I'm reading all these. I'm a voracious reader these days, and I'm reading about history of Israel. I'm reading about history of Islam, and it's so amazing when you read about the history of Islam in particular. I guess people get mad at me, but what a fraudulent religion it is, for one.
Yeah,
but it's born of the sword, and its entire purpose was effectively to push back against Christianity. Islam before it was born. It's kind of ironic because Islam, when it was created effectively by Muhammad, it was kind of a response to the fact that people in the Middle East that became Muslims were a bunch of backwoods, tribes that were just completely uncivilized effectively. And now they're back to that again for the most part. No matter how much money you pour into Afghanistan or anywhere in the Middle East, they refuse, because of the religion of Islam, ironically, they refuse to get with the 21st century, with education, schools, the way you treat women, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not afraid to say that. It doesn't mean I hate, Muslims across the board, but, it's like I don't hate every Democrat either. But if you subscribe to a left-wing orthodoxy, it's dangerous and it's anti-American. The same's true with Islam. Sorry.
And just for the is a invasion strategy and military strategy, not a religion. Go ahead, Vic.
I just want him to I want him to have enough time to talk about the book.
Yeah,
the new book, For Christ and Country, by Drew Thomas Allen. I believe you can buy that starting tomorrow. Drew, tell us all about this great book you wrote.
Yeah, it better be out tomorrow. It's supposed to be out tomorrow, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. But yeah, it's called For Christ and Country, The Martyrdom of Charlie Kirk. And honestly, it's a perfect time because of what I've observed since I even started writing the book, which is, all these people that are trying to destroy the movement that Charlie Kirk built. And I think this will offer a strong bulwark against that. I intend to rip the steering wheel away from the hands of the Candace Owens of the world.
I hope so, Drew.
Put us back on track, because Charlie Kirk's legacy is something we need to continue, because it's an American legacy that was effective against defeating the left. And none of these people have been talking about it. So anyway, that book's important. You're going to want to read it. Should be available tomorrow.
Where do we find it?
Amazon, best place.
Perfect. Drew, thanks so much, man. Good luck with the book.
Thanks, brothers.
I love you, brother.
You got it, baby. So
he's so good, man.
He's the best. I do want to talk about, before the show was over, Erica Kirk on with Hannity last night.
Oh, okay.
Pissed me off. He pissed me off so bad. Dr. Tobler's next.
Whoosh.
Looking for the best selection of firearms in the St. Louis region? Drive to Osage County Guns. Conveniently located off I-70, just 25 minutes from St. Charles. We've got thousands of guns in stock, the largest selection of handguns, rifles, and shotguns around. Trade in or sell your old guns for cash, and shop our wide variety of premium Winchester ammunition, made right here in the USA. Visit us online at ocgmo.com, or better yet, make the drive to Osage County Guns and see why we're the St. Louis region's favorite.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines, and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. That's 800-515-2397.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The Labor Department reports job openings held steady at $7.7 million in October, according to what they call a JOLTS release. Hires and separations were little change. President Trump travels to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania today. He'll be delivering a speech focused on affordability and economic issues, the very thing that Republican strategist Aaron McGuire says the president needs to be doing right now.
Well, there are plenty of economic indicators that show that the Trump doctrine on the economy is working. The American people aren't feeling it. And this is where President Trump, as a communicator in chief, can step in and do what Joe Biden refused to do, which is acknowledge that hardship, talk about what's being done, and show the American people that this path is working.
McGuire was interviewed on the Salem Radio Network. President Trump met with members of the farming community on Monday as he announced a $12 billion farm aid package, something else he's doing to try and address high prices.
Maximizing domestic farm production is a big part of how we will make America affordable again and bring down grocery prices for American families. And again, these are prices that we inherited.
The president says he intends to make it easier for family farmers to resume maximum productivity. A federal judge ruled this week that the president's order to halt all new wind energy leasing is unlawful. That was a big disappointment for EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin.
Wind obviously is an intermittent source. It's not baseload power. It is not reliable. And once you produce the energy through it, then you have to store it, and that creates transmission.
Plenty of energy today on Wall Street, where investors have driven the Dow up more than 100 points at this hour. The Nasdaq is up by 42, and the S&P 500 up by about 14. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher. The holidays are right around the corner, and you know what that means. Travel, gifts, family gatherings, and a whole lot of spending. Here's a way to get ahead of it all. Call my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. Rates have dropped again. That means you could refinance, lower your monthly payment, even skip your next 2 mortgage payments. That's right, 2 months with no mortgage payment. Put away the checkbook. Keep that money for the holidays. You won't be making any more payments till 2026. Maybe you're not looking to refinance, but you need access to cash. Well, Fellowship now offers their own HELOC and line of credit. Approval just takes a few minutes, and you can have funds in your account in as little as 4 days. Use it to pay off bills, finish a renovation, or simply get ready for the new year. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
When it comes to spending your tax dollars and teaching your kids, governments and school districts should be an open book. But in Missouri, that's not always the case. Recently, the Show Me Institute sent out a sunshine law request to school districts across the state, asking for information on whether certain topics are being taught. Specifically, a controversial one called critical race theory was included in the list. Many districts didn't respond. Some wanted to charge large fees to process the documents. Lee's Summit outside Kansas City wanted over $35,000. A rural district, Morgan County, wanted $15,000. The Sunshine Law does allow charging a reasonable fee for sending out information, but there's nothing reasonable about $35,000 or $15,000. These districts should want to be transparent about their curriculums. Taxpayers deserve to know what their kids are being taught. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to. So make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, hour number 3. Wow, those 2 hours flew right by. My goodness. So coming up this hour, Dr. Randy Tobler chat box coming up at 11:41. I'll try to fit all the comments in. All right, so something happened I got to talk to you about here for a second.
Right.
I went to get coffee, and in the middle of making coffee, probably was the dripping of the coffee made me have to pee. So I had to pee. So this door was open. The studio door was open, and I walked by, and you know how you start talking sometimes before you look into the room?
Oh, yeah.
So I started to ask you, Ken, I got to pee. Do I have time? And all I got to was, Ken, do I have to pee? And you weren't there.
Right.
But when I stopped the sentence, reminded me of a Warner Brothers Bugs Bunny cartoon called Little Red Riding Rabbit. And some of the things you might recognize is the Little Red Riding Hood goes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Grandma, I got a rabbit for you to have.
To have.
Right?
Yeah.
So the big bad wolf is dressed up as Grandma, and she's a nightgown and hat. And somehow Bugs Bunny gets him to start dancing and singing. And then the wolf realizes it halfway through, and he goes, put on your old gray bonnet with the blue. And he stops right there, and then everything. Sal loved that. He loved that cartoon, that particularly put on your old gray bonnet with the blue. So that's the story I had to tell you.
I like it.
Is it worth listening?
It was good.
Anyway,
The Dr. Randy Tobler update is brought to you by Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles. Learn more about Drs. Omas and Cusimano and their team by visiting advanceddentistrynow.com.
I don't know. We really had that looked at.
Randy Tobler.
You guys are ahead of the curve. You probably took your masks off a couple weeks before the CDC said it was okay.
Now, Dr. Randy Tobler.
What's up, Doc?
Good morning, Dr. Randy Tobler. How are you?
I'm good. I'm still chuckling at your story there about the cartoon. That was good.
First of all, grew up on the cartoons big time. My friend Sal was my greatest friend in the world. He's been dead more than 10 years now. I miss him so much. But we used to do the goofiest stuff, and a lot of it surrounded, by Bugs Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Put on your old gray bonnet with the blue. Okay.
Well, our whole rec room upstairs is just filled. The walls are filled with Warner Brothers cells, because remember the Warner Brothers store in the Galleria?
Yes, I have some myself.
I had a patient who managed the store, and so every time there was a little new one released or something, I'd go over there, and we sort of got addicted to that. And so I love those. And the kids and the grandkids have loved looking at those, and it's fun to go and look at those cartoons with them again. When you were talking about the mixture of the concept of the abrupt Ken, I thought you were there and you weren't. And the peeing theme. I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to mix those two and go to the Austin Powers scene at the urinals where he goes, evacuation complete. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Remember that?
Yeah, I like Austin Powers.
Yeah,
I dislike Mike Myers so much. I never saw those movies. But
oh, really?
Never. Don't like them. So anyway, back to the cells. Our quest, and I don't think we ever fulfilled it. Our quest was to get a Bugs Bunny cell by all 5 of his directors: Tex Avery, Friz Freeling, Chuck Jones, Bob McKimson, and we never. I think we have. I know we do have a Friz Freeling with Baseball Bugs. Got a Baseball Bugs one. Witch Hazel, and we even have My Hero from with the Beaky Buzzard. Buzzard got a name.
My hero.
My mama told me to get something for dinner. Love it. All right.
I've got we've got Pepe Le Pew and you know the romantic scene in our bedroom.
I love that one. Where he acts like a female and Pepe.
No, Pepe Le Pew's the skunk who tries to get the cat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He even paints that stripe away, so he's all black and doesn't have that white stripe. So he's like, my Mona Mia.
Hey, Dr. Tobler, did you ever show your grandkids the cartoons of Bugs Bunny? Or
how about that answer, Josh?
Yeah, we try to do that. I mean, you know, it's just they're not quite as what's the word, eye-catching and I guess as spectacular and distracting as some of the new cartoons.
Yeah.
They'll watch it for a while, and once you get them into them and they watch them, but there's some nuances in those old cartoons that were just as fun for the adults as they were for the kids.
Hold on. I mean, those weren't even made for kids, right? Back in the 30s and the 40s, when there was no TV, you know, you go to the movies to go see Casablanca, you see a newsreel. Our boys in France, 1944, on the Omaha Beach in Normandy. And then you'd see a Bugs Bunny cartoon. So all those jokes. It's not like, oops, the kids didn't get it. The kids aren't supposed to get it, right?
Yeah,
like
you're right.
in the hair grows in Manhattan. Bugs he's trapped in an alleyway. So I reached for the first thing I could, and he picks up a book, and the book is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the dogs all look at it, and then they run across the Brooklyn Bridge. I never got that for a long time.
I think that's why I like SpongeBob, Doctor.
SpongeBob. Yeah, that was probably when was that? Late 80s. Early 90s?
It was actually the early 2000s. My daughters grew up on them.
2000. Okay.
Yeah.
I loved. SpongeBob's good. I don't know. We had a lot of those things that we watched together with the kids, but there's just nothing better than the old Warner Brothers cartoons.
Agreed.
They're the goats. They're the goats.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up goat. Can I bitch about the word goat for a minute? Why did we use that? Oh, it is. Why did we use that? GOAT, greatest of all time. Because when we were young, Dr. Tobler, if you read in the paper, if Tommy Herr made an error at second base and the run scored he was the GOAT of the game, right? So we've taken that now and make it they should be the BOAT, the best of all time.
Well, look what they did with cornhole game. The cornhole game.
Hold on. I want to don't just make a right on me like that.
I know.
What do you think, Dr. Tobler, about the GOAT and the BOAT?
It should be the boat is good, but then I guess you have to, is it a U-boat? Is it a John boat? Or what kind of boat is it? So I don't know, but I like boat. I've wondered about that. That doesn't, but I've tried to adopt some of these things that are just currently the contemporary way, trying to keep up with the young crowd, but every time I say goat, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds like someone that you don't want to be.
Exactly. You're the one who made the error and your team lost the ball. You're the GOAT.
Right.
And now we've completely ruined that. Okay, what were we going to say now?
The gymnast, Simone Biles, she had a goat on one of her outfits or on her outfits because they called her the GOAT.
I remember that, yeah. And was that after she got what they call it, the twisties, or before she got the twisties?
I think it was before. I think it was before.
Yeah, she had the zoomies before she had the twisties.
Well, that way it would fit either way, right? It would either by our definition or by the contemporary definition.
Right.
The GOAT works either way.
All right, I got to ask you another question now that just
like a reversible belt.
Since we're not, let's just have some more fun. So I want to know from you, is it a medical condition that the kids today have to use the least amount of syllables as possible? Like we don't get sushi, we get sush, right? The situation, here's the sitch, right? My daughter wanted to get a cold little bevy. You know, she sounds like she's in Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know, we used to get a cold little bevy. You know, and have a little sushi at night. But is that a medical condition, or are they just stupid?
I don't know. I think it may be abbreviatus.
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 Oh my God!
Well, you know what? With all of the input that they have to take in with social media and all the different electronic devices, I can imagine them saying, "You know what? We can't have a full combo, so we're just going to cut it up. We're just going to cut it down so we can get more in."
How about this one? I was in a group the other day with some young folks, and they're around the radio station, and all of a sudden they're like, "Man, you really ate." I'm like, "What's for lunch?" No, that's not what they mean anymore. Or, "Yeah, hey, I've got this new outfit. Man, hey, you really fly." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Are you watching Superman?" These words that really they don't relate to anything, but like ate apparently means you nailed it, right? I think that's what ate means.
No idea.
The number 8, or the action of eating.
No,
8.
ATE. I don't understand it. I mean, it's you just ask some late millennial and beyond friends of yours.
I'm
children
just not
and stuff.
cool.
They'll tell you.
Chloe,
my daughter-in-law gave me this wheel. Gave Helena and I a wheel that it's what is it called? Slang. No, it's senior. It's a generational translator. So like they'll be on the top of the wheel is like we might say groovy. And then at the bottom, it goes through the generations for Generation X and the millennials and then the Gen Z. And it'll come up with the equivalent term for all of them. So you go from like groovy would be sort of like, I guess, 8 or fly. Fly, I think, is the same as groovy. I'm not sure. But I have to get that out once in a while. Say, wait a minute, let me get out my translator, my generational translator.
Chloe, I am so jelly of your iPhone case. Remember the thing we used to play?
Oh yeah. My 22-year-old, I had to go through with her. I was sick. Oh, that's sick. And then there was also what was the other one? It was fetch. I think she was trying to make it cool. Fetch. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So last thing here. My kids are grown and gone now, so I don't get to see any of this stuff anymore. But they would say like LOL. They'd say LOL out loud, not laugh out loud. They say LOL.
Yeah.
And then one night my daughter says IKR. I'm like, now what the hell is that? She goes, I know, right? I said, wait a minute now. If you're going to use IKR, you have to make it sound like a question, right? IKR?
You're right. But forget about those details. No, that it's all now. You just have to know the language. Don't expect any kind of inflection unless you're from California, where everything's a question, right?
Yeah.
You know how I know? On the Vic and I'm talking with Vic and Ken. What is it with everything ends in a question these days with some people?
What? I thought
Valley Girl.
Well, actually, when they do that, that's supposed to be psychologically. That's supposed to be an indication that they're insecure.
Huh.
If you finish all of your sentences on up, then that means that you're a little insecure about what you're talking about.
I didn't know that.
That's what I've read.
The next time I listen to a politician, especially from the left, trying to put some spin on a irrational idea, I'll listen for that up at the end of the sentence. Oh, yeah. Sounds good. They know it doesn't make sense.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
See, I'd like to know in your little guide that you have there where we fit in. Forget about it. Where does that fit in?
Oh wow!
Forget about it.
I should carry it with me. I need it more often. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Donnie Brasco?
I have not.
Dr. Randy, what's your middle name?
Wayne.
Randy Wayne Tobler. You have not seen Donnie Brasco? That's a true story.
Forget about it.
I was going to get there. It's about this guy, FBI agent named Joe Pistone, who infiltrates the mob. A true story all the way. And he infiltrates the mob under the name Donnie Brasco, and he takes down a whole bunch of, bad criminals and everything. And Paul Giamatti's in it. And Paul Giamatti asks Donnie Brasco, forget about it?
Hey, can I ask you something?
This is it.
What's forget about it? What is that?
Forget about it. It's like if something is the greatest thing in the world, like me and get those peppers, forget about it, Sometimes it just means forget about it.
All right. Thank you very much. I got it.
Paul Giamatti's the best. Now, here's the thing about what he just said there, right? Forget about it. It's like, minceros, peppers. Mince itself means forget about it. So we kind of, it's like the Italian way to say forget about it,
Yeah.
Minceros.
You know an awful lot about the mob.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, you're always talking about the Sopranos and now this, and sometimes I worry. I hope I'm still your friend. I want to remain your friend, man.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Don't worry about it.
Forget about it. Is it F-U-G-G-E-T about it?
I think.
Forget about
I've
it.
never tried to spell it. We went through the whole thing, and this has come up too, by the way. You know how, like, if you stop on one thing on the internet, that's all you'll get is that topic.
Yeah.
I get everything. So there are these videos that come up with like the Italian word of the day and how to say these Italian words, So my family is from Naples, and in real true Italian, we would be Napolitanos, but we did a whole deli on how you speak New Jersey Napolitan. Instead of saying Napolitano, we say Napolitan. So you take out the P and you replace that with a B always.
Okay.
You take out the T and put a D always, and you always leave the last vowel off. So that's where Napolitano turns into Napolitan. And that's the way we talk. But there were some real ways to say the words, and I was trying to learn those over the weekend a little bit. Like here, if you're ever around a bunch of Italians and everything is great, all you got to say is "Tutte cose sono buono." That means everything is great, literally. Tutto, all, cosi, thing, everything is buono. So sono buono. You guys getting? You taking notes? We're gonna have a quiz at the end of this.
Nothing is as good as olio.
Let me tell you something.
He said it better than I did.
I heard it. Yes, he does. I've heard it from a doctor that's very good for me. You're the doctor. Do you know Ken drinks a shot of olive oil every day?
Yep.
Really?
Wow. What I do, Dr. Tobler, it's supposed to be extra virgin olive oil, and it's the first cold press.
Wow. Okay. So you're the olive oil. You do the olive oil shot thing, huh?
Yeah, big shot.
Well, have you heard of that?
Are you counting your calories? A lot of calories for that goodness.
Oh, a lot of calories in your shot of.
But I've got some great cholesterol too.
Do you?
He's like a show off.
Yeah, that's what it says. I mean, that's what that's what it's supposed to do. And I don't take high blood. Knock on wood. I don't take high blood pressure medication. I don't take high cholesterol medication. So
I do.
You picked your parents well.
I do have ulcerative colitis. There's that.
He has moderate to severe ulcerative colitis.
Ooh, wow.
I don't know. I just watch TV.
Are you on one of those newfangled medicines that they advertise that cost buku bucks? It's helping people with UC?
Yeah, I've been taking it for about 15 years now.
Good. Works pretty good, huh?
It works. Again, knock on wood. It works great.
I'm sorry, Ken. I really am. All right. Dr. Tobler is on every Saturday morning on this radio station in between 6 and 9 o'clock. And also every morning on the Eagle in Columbia. Dr. Tobler, sorry we didn't get to talk about anything serious, but it just didn't come up. You know what I'm saying?
It was fun.
Forget about it. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Tobler. Forget about it.
I love being Italian. Can I tell you?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. And something that we are certainly interested in being Italian is food.
Oh, yeah.
And the food drive is going on right now. See, here's another problem. Being Italian, being married to an Italian. My wife, she can't cook just enough food. She's got to cook way more than enough.
I got you.
Which is great, because if she makes like an eggplant parmesan thing and she makes 2 trays of it and we only kill 1 tray, that's a whole tray in the fridge ready to go the next day.
And it's even better in the fridge.
It is, Ken. I don't know why that is.
I love it, man. I love leftovers.
So food are great. Food is great.
Food are great.
Food are good. St. Louis County Republican Central Committee and Feed My People getting together with a great holiday food drive. All 3 Bartolino's, both Chris's Pancakes, all 3 Michael's Flooring, a friendly sports bar in South City, and right here at our station. And if you bring by food, please come by and say hello.
That's right.
Yeah. All from 101.9 and 94.1 NewstalkSTL. Welcome home, everybody.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
You start out with a little bit of oil, and you fry some garlic. Then you throw in some tomatoes, tomato paste, you fry it, you make sure it doesn't stick. You got it to a boil, you shove in all your sausage and your meatballs, and a little bit of wine, and a little bit of sugar, and that's my trick.
Forget about it.
On Newstalk STL. St. Louis's place to talk.
Freedom of speech is one of the anchors of our society.
Newstalk STL.
Kathy Connor from Connor Roofing is here. Kathy, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Vic.
You know, when you need a roof, I don't want to call a stranger. I want to call you.
Yeah, thanks. At Connor Roofing, we're more than just a roofing company.
How long have you been doing it?
Since 1993.
And year after year, storm after storm, you guys are always there.
Because this is our home too, Vic. Our kids go to school with your kids. We cheer for the same teams. Go Blues!
So support your neighbors. Call Connor Roofing at 314-375-7475 or CONNER roofing.com.
Thanks, Vic.
Well, what is it? Well, it's a radio. It was indeed a radio. The entire neighborhood was turned on. The news, analysis, and opinion poured over me like a warm glass of Ovaltine.
We triple dog dare you to have a Merry Christmas. From Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, DiGregorio's Food Products, RealtyNet Service Realtors, and Newstalk STL.
What was that? My radio!
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. That's 800-524-1641.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
I listen to Newstalk STL on the app driving to work.
Download the Newstalk STL app.
You got to get the Newstalk STL app.
Love the app. Can listen anywhere in St. Louis.
And listen anytime.
Newstalk STL right on my phone.
Anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hey, y'all, this is Killer Bees, world-famous comedian, part-time swimsuit model. You are listening to my brand new best friend in the world, Vic Porcelli.
Oh, that's it? I thought there was a joke coming up after that part. Don't we have one where he says,
Yeah, there's a few.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Right. There's my daddy, something.
Okay, so I do want to, we'll play the hits here for sure. And then at the end, can I tell a quick Chris story based on what we were talking about the music and cartoons?
Yeah.
He's so cheap with his time, Ken. You know? Yeah, he's like, yeah, all right. Maybe, if you're good, if you behave. So, Ken, boy, what are we going to do with the Fed? What a crock of crap the Fed is. From the beginning.
No, it is. And it's something that I think the president of the United States, who is duly elected by the American people, should have a say in. Of
course.
He should be able to hire and fire and move around whomever he wants. I think it makes sense. Otherwise, he's not in control. Then he's not the commander in chief.
If you have a guy who knows that if you drop interest rates, that'll make the president look good, but the head of the Fed doesn't like that guy, he's not going to do it. It's the biggest example of hurting the country because you don't like Trump rather than helping people be able to buy a house, be able to buy a car with lower interest rates.
Yeah, we've seen it, Vic, because during Trump's first administration, they weren't really paying attention to that, and I think they helped him a little more than they do now. And then during the Biden administration, he jumped through so many hoops and bent over backwards for Joe Biden to try and fix the things that he broke.
Yeah.
He was breaking the economy with inflation. We got up to 9.1% at one point. 14 months after Joe Biden took office, we reached 9.1% inflation.
And a lot of people say, I don't know what they do, the Fed.
Right.
even Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury, doesn't know what they do.
My worry is that the Fed is turning into universal basic income for PhD economists. Right? That I don't know what they do. They're never right. If you were to
maybe you should double the number of PhDs.
Well, look, I mean, if you were to look at the central value tendency versus how they've done, it's shocking.
Right.
It's shocking. You know, I said, like, if air traffic controllers did this, no one would get in an airplane.
That's true.
That's a great analogy. I don't know how somebody, I was going to say guy, but it's been, you know, I mean, of course, Biden had to have a woman do it. That was a terrible thing to say, what I just said. If she was qualified.
You meant Biden had to, no matter what.
Exactly right. He had to pick a female, couldn't pick a male because white men are just terrible people and they're an existential threat to this country. But Powell, is that his name? Jerome
Powell.
Powell?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He isn't elected, is he?
No.
So who cares?
Actually, I think he was put there by Trump.
Jerome Powell?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that he was.
Why would he put in somebody that he hates or that hates him?
Well, he didn't hate him. President Trump, I'll tell you one thing. President Trump is known for putting people in positions of power like that, even if they're not on the same political side as he's on. Okay. Because they're good. I mean, he's done that before. And he may have, I don't know, but he may have done it with this situation with him. Yeah. But if you remember the first term of President Trump, he didn't really know. He was a little more naive than he is now. Quite a bit more, actually.
Well,
and he put too many people in that didn't want to help him.
That he trusted, that he shouldn't have trusted. And Jerome Powell is one of them. So let's continue on Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, though, because this massive Somali fraud scandal that half the country doesn't even know happened or existed.
Yeah.
When you come to this country, you got to learn not to defraud the American people. I mean, that's kindergarten stuff. Here's Scott Bessent.
A lot of money has been transferred from the individuals who committed this fraud, including those who donated to the governor, donated to Representative Omar, and donated to A.G. Ellison. But they've been transferred to something called MBSs. These are money the Bureau services, and they are wire transfer organizations that are outside the regulated banking system. And that money has gone overseas. And we are tracking that both to the Middle East and to Somalia to see what the uses of that have been.
Okay, but you have no evidence of that money being used to fuel terrorism at this point, which is what some conservative writers are alleging.
That's why it's an investigation. We started it last week. We'll see where it goes. But I can tell you that, it's terrible. The Representative Omar tried to downplay it, said, it was very tough to know how this money should be used. Yeah. She was gaslighting the American people.
Well, we'll talk to her.
Yeah, but when you come to this country, you got to learn which side of the road to drive on. You got to learn to stop at stop signs, and you got to learn not to defraud the American people.
Who was that interviewing him?
Oh.
But there's no evidence of it. There's no evidence of what you're saying, like some conservative writers are saying.
It was one of the Sunday shows. I can't remember which one.
I can't believe that people who work for you're probably right. It probably was Margaret Brennan. Now I'm thinking about it. Who can't take a statement from somebody who works for Trump and take it as fact or take it as at least educated guess. They can't. They can't do it.
No, because he's not in their mind. He's not the president. In their mind, he's not qualified. So therefore, why would they take the opinion of a person like that? But see, it's not his fault. It's their fault. It's their deal.
Yes.
They have to deal with it. And by the way, in 2017, President Trump nominated Jerome Powell as Fed chair, and then Joe Biden re-upped him in 2021, and he's out in 2026.
So now I'm even more confused. Why Trump doesn't say, this is the thanks I get. I appoint you to chairman of the Federal Reserve, and this is how you treat me? A mother would say that about a kid.
Well, President Trump just pardoned a Democrat, a big time Democrat.
Cuellar?
I can't remember.
Henry Cuellar?
Okay, I think
From
that
Texas?
was yeah. And he's still a Democrat. I mean, he's not changing. And
you know what?
It aggravated Trump. But you know what? Hey, you didn't pardon him to become a Republican.
Right. And Henry Cuellar, I got to give him credit because he always was on the right side of the immigration debate.
Yes.
Always. And now he's been pardoned, and it's fine. Okay, are we done?
Well, the whole thing about what's going on,
Okay.
I can't wait for the investigations to happen.
Why can't?
No. He's saying that they're investigating right now. I know. I want to see some payoff, of course. We're getting frustrated with all these investigations.
Yes.
But, Vic, there are a lot of investigations they're having to do. There are a lot of them.
There's a lot of investigations that have not bared any fruit.
Exactly right. None.
Okay. So, when Ken said interest rates went up to 9% under Biden, and Biden tried to say he inherited that, at least that, whoever that was, I think it might have been Nora O'Donnell, I'm not sure. But anyway, all right, I want to talk about something else, not playing the hits, but I got to wait till Ken gets off the phone to make sure it fits in to everything here. All right, forget about him. So we were talking about off the mic before we got back on. We have a CD at home called the Carl Stalling Project, which is all that Carl Stalling did all that great music. And it's funny, you know how people say things, Ken, because they've heard someone else say them, but even though they're not completely accurate, people say, oh, I love Warner Brothers where they used all that classical music. And they used big band music more than they did classical music.
They did, yeah.
The influences were My Mama Da Told Me, right? That's
Right.
from it's a jazz song. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like people just say it because they've heard somebody say it. Now, there are classics in it, like Blue Danube isn't the one with the ducks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's a classic.
Yes. That's
So-
classical.
Yeah, right. Classical music, right. So I just want to say something really quick. Chris, when he started playing piano, he really sucked me into it because I wanted him to play the piano because I could never play the piano. Because he's got that split your brain thing in half where the left hand can do this and the right hand can do that. So we were sitting, it was a Saturday morning. This was the inspiration for such a fun thing that happened in his life, too. We're sitting Saturday morning, he's playing, and he says, hey, what's this? And he plays. I said, that's like morning in a Warner Brothers cartoon, right? He said, yeah. So I said, can I give you some examples and you play them? He says, oh, yeah. So the story of John and Mary, right? They meet. He plays like this nice, sweet little love song, and they fall in love and they get married. Dun, 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 dun. He plays all this right on no music, just plays it. And then Mary got cancer. How to play the what do you call it? Minor key?
chord.
Minor chord.
Key, yeah.
And that was that. So we would do that all the time. So when he was part of the Parkway South Theater Department's improv team, he made up a game called Impriano, where they would wheel out the piano, and then the kids would do a scene like they always would, but Chris provided the score for it.
Oh, nice.
It was so much fun. And the kids loved it. The place is packed, by the way. The entire Parkway South, which is hardly ever packed. It was packed. People standing room only. So two other guys, I believe it was Andy Zoe and I can't think of his name, but just song. Paul something. And they start sword fighting. So Chris plays the Mortal Kombat music and blew the roof off the place, Ken. The place went wild. But it was a fun thing that started for me and him just screwing around with the piano.
Yeah, but it's such a great idea, especially for somebody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much of an expert pianist.
He is. He's not, you know what? Let me say this about my son. He is not the best piano player in the world. He is not the best singer in the world. But you know what? He is the greatest entertainer in the world.
Yeah, I think he's incredible.
Because he knows how to use it. All right, enough of that. Yeah, baby. On Broadway. I still got to bring you in David Bowie. Sing a little bit of See the Neon Light. Chat box is next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken. Vic smokes cigarettes. Ken smokes briskets. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
On the next
Larry Connor's USA.
Today's story behind the story, the 1990 warning that Missouri and neighboring states would shake with a major quake.
Larry Connor's USA. Now weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
PRI Global now has Prismatic, an AI-driven platform that can help you and your business, especially in construction. Simplify your operations, secure data, modernize your business from the cloud up. Visit PRIGlobal.com. Innovation with talent and technology. People, process, platform. PRI Global delivers all three. Check them out. PRIGlobal.com. PRIGlobal.com.
Hey, when pests invade your home, you need someone you can trust. It's Jamie Allman here, and at Buckingham Pest Control, they're not just your exterminators. They're your neighbors and friends. A locally owned family business and St. Louis Magazine A-List award winner, providing affordable, quality pest control. Plus, they offer energy-efficient TAP attic insulation, the only insulation that controls pests and qualifies for federal tax credits through December 31. BuckinghamPestControl.com. That's BuckinghamPestControl.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
On News Talk STL.
I played that for you.
Why?
Because you just cringe every time I play it.
It's disgusting. You got to play the
lick the world.
You got to play the Amerigot It. You got to play it.
Oh, I got to find that. Yeah.
You got to play it before we're out here today because everybody's playing it.
Oh, okay.
We're way behind.
Oh man, that blows.
You're allowed to say that.
Oh, that's what it blows. It blows air.
Listen to potty mouth across the board there, everybody.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
All right.
No, I shouldn't.
Barbara starts us off. Good morning. Find it. Go find it.
I will.
Good morning, freedom fighting Vic heads. I'd like President Trump to say or ask the press, why did you cover up for the incompetent Biden over 4 years? I think he has, Barb, and I don't think they have an answer. They just don't. Kimberly Kowalski. Cori Bush needs her one more year to secure her forever pension. Oh, my God. Really? That doesn't even have to be consecutive to get the lifetime health care? You can serve and then come back?
I don't know, but I doubt if Cori Bush is going to be in office again.
No, she thinks she is. Because she thinks she's the greatest.
Right.
Yeah. She didn't really she didn't get the squad varsity jacket. You know, she had to get the varsity squad on the back. He should do this every time they ask him a question. Yes, he should. So I hope that's not true. Kathleen says, good morning, fam bam. Have a terrific Tuesday, everybody. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a crime to be a woman in this country, too. Oftentimes, predators get so much sympathy while the prey get blamed. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's not very fair.
No, but if in the country we were talking about, in Islam, they get blamed. That's routine. That's normal.
You got that? You libs, you want that? You liberal women, you want that? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Correct. What are you trying to say?
Go ahead.
Call me a goat head?
Hey, it's good to see you.
You too, little grasser grandchild. Amy said, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Freedom Fighters. Thank you, Tom. It's Taco Tuesday, says Paul. Whoosh.
Hi. Good night, everybody. Whoosh.
Anybody better than Ken Williams? Sorry. No.
Thanks, Vic.
Duke's in first today. First of all, I should say that Ed Stoit is on vacation. That's why we haven't heard from him this week. So we'll have him back on Monday, I guess. Good morning, all Patriot Freedom Fighting Vic Head. Whoosh, whoosh, my brothers and sisters. Whoosh. Good morning, fellow Vic Heads. Good. That was Coyote. Allison says, good morning, Vic Heads, Freedom Fighters, Vic and Ken. Hi, everybody. Good morning, peeps. Vic, I heard that you're looking for some kind of intro for Jazzy Croco poop emoji. I'll count myself out. You already think I'm trying to get you in trouble on the radio since it's Jazzy. No, 101, you submit your stuff.
Yeah.
We'll decide whether we can use it or not. We don't want to lose our jobs, but we do want to make fun and go right up to that line if possible.
Right.
Especially with Jasmine Crockett.
And if you go over the line, it doesn't mean we're going to, so just submit it.
And just so you know,
just so we can see it.
Ken is in his laboratory late at night.
Yeah.
Thinking of a new feature we can do to make fun of Jasmine Crockett every week.
And we are coming into a new year, so we need some new stuff.
We need some new stuff. But I don't want to wait. We got to do this Jasmine Crockett thing.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
She is too top of mind.
Right.
She's a hot-ass mess, honey.
She is a hot-ass
She
mess,
is
honey.
a hot-ass mess. She grew up
We in these hot ass streets, honey.
the hot-ass streets of the ghettos of Ladue. Good morning, Freedom Fighters. Hi, Vic and Ken. Good morning, fellow Vic heads. Good morning, peeps. Vic, I heard your... Oh, I did that already. New Hampshire, live free or die. We were talking about New Hampshire before. Do you remember why? So I don't.
I'm not sure.
I should probably pay attention to the show. Barry says Maggie Goodlander is married to... Oh, my God, Ken. Maggie Goodlander. She's from New Hampshire. Right? We were talking about her and something stupid that she said. Guess what? Guess who she's married to?
Who?
Jake Sullivan.
Oh. Well, that explains a lot.
Explains everything. She's the one who doesn't understand the connection between blowing up drug boats and keeping drugs out of the country.
Exactly.
I don't get the connection. How can we stop it with blowing up the drug?
The president and the Secretary of Defense have a lot of questions to answer.
That's her.
Ooh. Do you realize you and Gutfeld repeatedly mispronounced Jamie's name? It's right there in his promo. Long O, like in boat. Jamie Lissow.
Aww.
I do that. I don't know why I do that wrong. I said like Lissow better. Jamie Lissow, okay? You guys happy?
Well, some people like Porcelli better, but they don't say that because, they like you.
Yeah. Did I tell you my son is using Porcelli?
Yeah. That's a nice little tribute to Dad and his ancestry.
Love it. Sorry, Bill Simpson. Bill Simpson. You know Bill Simpson?
No.
I don't think
Bill.
so. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Didn't we get in trouble with a lot of experts talking about a laptop?
Yeah, experts. That's I mentioned that earlier.
Yes, you did. You mentioned laptop specifically. Here is your theme song for the hot ass mess, honey. Scobro. That's the Scotty brothers.
Yeah,
the two of them.
Scobro. Just one guy.
What?
Just one guy.
It's not the Scotty brothers.
Not a bunch of brothers. No.
I'll be damned. And it's Jazz Man by Carole King. You know
okay.
When the jazz man sympathizing like a woman. That's too. No, it's like we need some real jazz, some real jazzy jazz hands.
Jazzy.
We'll try those, Scobro. Both of you. Both of you.
Yeah, all of them.
All the Scotty brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Eighth. DLW is eighth today. Appreciate you being honest. Bummer was a community disorganizer. So that's a play on that he was an organizer.
Yeah.
And he hung out with Bill Ayers, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
From the Weather Underground.
You know, and if you want to go back to the very beginning when he was running for president, people remember this, I'm sure. He was at that church, a Christian church, trying to convince everybody he was a Christian. Remember, he said, he's been going here for 21 years. He's been going to the same church for 21 years. But the pastor, the priest or whatever he was, hated America, if you remember that.
I do.
Okay. So really, you're going to a church and you're spouting that you're a Christian, but yet it was at that church. It was always such a convoluted thing.
And he said he wanted to visit all 57 states.
Oh, yeah.
What's 57 states?
All of them. Well, that would probably include Somalia.
Huh.
Kenya.
Got it. And he still is. With the lights off, Omar is still a 2.
A little bit.
You know the thing, like, that's not me talking, okay? I'm just saying.
Just made a point.
Just making a point. If you're in a club, right? When we were young, we were in a club.
Right.
And this girl, I saw this girl, and she looked hot. And then they turned on the lights, and it was like, oh, I'm sorry. I have to leave now.
Yeah.
Because if she's a 2 with the lights off, what is she with the lights on?
Right.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Vic, what's wrong with Mike Myers? Those Austin Power movies are comedy gold. You know what? I don't like Mike Myers. I don't know what to tell you.
When I was doing the movie thing and I was doing the television bits for movies, you know, it was during Austin Powers stuff. So what I did is I got the exact background that he had when he was being interviewed. And then when I came back to St. Louis, I made myself up to look just like him. And I talked just like him interviewing Austin Powers. It was fun. It was fun. We did stuff like that. It was great.
I love the stuff you do, but I don't like Mike Myers. He thought he was the brains behind the comedy duo of him and Dana Carvey. Really? Dana Carvey is the man.
Yeah, he's really good.
Love Dana Carvey. And by the way, Mike Myers may have made the worst movie in the history of cinema. The Cat in the Hat. Did you see The Cat in the Hat?
See, I didn't think it was so bad.
It's like he was dressed in a Cat in a Hat costume, and he was doing the voice of Coffee Talk Lady.
A little bit.
Hated it. Don't like him. Sorry, guys. Don't like him.
Do you like him, though?
I hate people. I saw a clip come up on my feed. It was from Saturday Night Live when Dana Carvey was on, and they made their own ending to It's a Wonderful Life. And as soon as he started imitating Jimmy Stewart, man, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
I forget what the line is, but, you know, my favorite line goes, "What do you want, Mary? You want the moon? I'll tie a rope around it and pull it down for you. Merry Christmas, you old bank and loan." Is that good or not good?
It was really good. I like the first part better.
Okay. Oh, don't discount the Animaniacs. Did your kids watch the Animaniacs?
A little bit, yeah, they did. I didn't watch that one so much.
Freundleben. Sorry, it's one of their episodes.
I want to be clear.
Here's another example of abbreviatus. I think we have named a new disease.
Abbreviatus. Yeah, I think Dr. Tobler was right on about that one.
And it's merch.
Mm-hmm.
Merchandise. Now we don't have time for merchandise. When will we start seeing the handcuffs? I'm all up and mugshots. Yeah,
we're getting really tired of them, man.
Let's do it, man. I'm sick of. I'm sick.
And I understand. You know what? And we said there are so many different crimes that they've committed. That's understandably why there are many investigations going on. But man, guys, come on, we've got to find some kind of. Today, so-and-so top leader of X, Y, and Z in the Democrat Party was just now handcuffed and arrested. We need that.
And
or else they're not guilty, Vic.
Right.
If they're not guilty, then
That's
shut your mouth. Just shut up.
Shut your pie hole. And there'll be one less on this boat if you don't
shut your face.
If you don't shut that hole in your face. That's from Titanic, believe it or not. No. No, it is from Titanic. No dual citizenship. DLW wants no dual citizenship. No birthright citizenship. Yeah, we need signs and torches and picks.
I like the idea from that novelist we talked about yesterday. We played his audio. Au pair. He said that they need to go down all of the amendments, and if they agree to them, that's part of their citizenship. If they decide that they don't agree with it any longer, they need to leave. I think that should be agreed upon.
It's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard George Benson's on Broadway. Wow. I'd love to hear that story 101 straight up. Yes. Maybe add in no CIA vetted foreign actors. You know, the CIA, I have this much respect for them. My fingers are so close to each other right now.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten any better in 60 years.
No.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
There's something you don't hear every day. I think we have a good Senate right here. I want yard arms full and public.
Well, do we have a good Senate? I mean, we do. Okay, by name, we have a good Senate. But you have people like Comer, he's saying to Grassley, when is this going to happen? And he's like, well, we're investigating now. We're investigating. Okay, keep investigating. But you need some time. At some point, we're going to say, are we going to do like James Comey, where it's like, yeah, Hillary was guilty, but not to a level of criminal. Well, what do you mean by that?
It's either criminal or it wasn't criminal.
Right. Was she a criminal or not?
What's a yard arm?
Those are like the big like metal bracelets you put on the legs of people.
And in the cartoons, they'd have big balls.
Big ball chain, yeah.
Yeah. I'm all for it too. Public and full and public. I saw George Thorogood stop a show when two dorks got into a fight. He threatened to stop the show and turn the goons over to the now pissed audience. George Thorogood.
That would work.
George Thorogood was so great. So great. And I know I keep talking about him. Sal loved George Thorogood. The Love Guru was way worse. Who was the Love Guru?
Oh, wasn't that a Saturday Night Live skit?
I don't know. The mob scene from Young Frankenstein, where they got the torches and the pitchforks.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it. That's all I got. You know what? Let me check the app again real quick. There might be a message or two there that we want to see, right?
And by the way,
yeah,
your phone is your radio. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, you get the
What
News Talk.
are you
Get the News Talk STL app, and then it's so easy to listen to us anywhere in the world. In fact, we've had people like Marty and his wife who would listen to us on the beach.
Shut
down
up.
in St. Croix. I think it's St. Croix.
Shut your
No,
face.
I'm telling you the truth.
Retired combat vet here. These kids don't know crap these days. That's fine with me, man.
Shut up.
All right. Nothing else?
That's it.
Shut your face.
There she is. Shut your face. Okay, I said I was done 2 minutes ago. I don't know why I'm getting yelled at. Let me just check Facebook. Excuse me.
Man.
Rude.
And you were all on his side talking about the cells and you know how Warner Brothers was so great, and he just tells you to
I deserve a little credit, is what Ken's saying. All right, so listen. All those great wreaths that you guys bought, thank you so much for doing that. We can't thank you enough. Now, the big payoff is this Saturday.
Yeah.
At the Belle Reve Garden Cemetery. And it all starts at, say 10 o'clock. Is that right?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, you want to be exact.
11 o'clock. On December 13th, 11 o'clock. Civil Air Patrol and St. Louis Composite Squadron will be there laying the wreaths. It's going to be indoors. Okay. The ceremony is going to be indoors because it's going to be 22 degrees. And that's the high for the day. It's going to be 22 degrees. But come on out. Get some pictures with us.
We'd love it. I'd love to meet everybody.
Pay respect to the people who gave their life for this country. I think that's fair and not too much to ask.
Hey, it's good to see you.
You too, little grandkid grasser. Thanks so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
3 Martini lunch starts now with Jamie Allman. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Whoosh. Renewal by Anderson asking, are you still battling cold drafts? Windows icing up again? Utility costs surging? You're worried about paying more every month? The truth is, you may already be paying for new windows and money lost to energy escaping your home. And here's the thing, you don't want to do this project twice. Renewal by Anderson spends every day replacing bad technology, poor installation of windows and doors that simply don't stand the test of time. But you can afford the best. America's most trusted window replacement company, Anderson. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit rbastl.com. Learn about our December savings event right now. 877 Windows, RBASTL.com. Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content